It's very important for speaking, so if you like this video, please put a like. Okay, so the first one, English. I really like learning English. The more I learn English, the more I understand that I really need it. To be honest, actually, I learned this amazing language for several reasons. First, I need it for my career growth. Second, I'd like to communicate with people from different countries. Last but not least, I like the process of learning English. 2. Sport. I'm keen on sport. I'm absolutely sure that health isn't in the last place in our life. On the contrary, it's so important. Look after your health, be strong and healthy. 3. Free time. To tell you the truth, I don't have much spare time. I really think that time is much more important than money because we can't get the time back. So you might guess I hate doing nothing. I prefer to do something useful for my future, for my body, for my soul, and for my spirit. Friendship. I believe in love, and I believe in friendship. It's a wonderful feeling when you are helped, when you are loved, when you are supported. I know it isn't so easy to make friends, and I can't say that I have a lot of friends. Generally, I am a very faithful person and I'm not able to betray. Clearly, I expect the same from my friends. Business. I can't say that it's easy to do business. The level of competition is very high nowadays. As far as I'm concerned, I'd like to get some work experience first. After that, I'll be able to decide what steps to take next. 6. My future profession. I started thinking about my future profession about 2 years ago. I need to take my talents into account. It's the first side of the problem. The second thing is that I'd like to earn more money, so I decided to get business education. I can be a manager or a director. I'll see. 7. TV. You can't deny the fact that the popularity of television is going down. However, you can watch lots of useful things online. So we can come to the conclusion that online television, including YouTube, will be dominating. It's the future of television. 8. My day. My day is usually quite ordinary. I get up very early and go to bed quite late. I have one rule which helps me spend my day better or more productively. So what is it or what does it mean? I like to analyze what things I've done and what things I haven't done yet. I usually do it at the end of the day. It helps me achieve my aims. 9. Shopping. I can't say that I'm a real shopaholic. Anyway, I like going shopping. I prefer to buy something really useful. I hate wasting time. Moreover, shopping can take plenty of time, so I prefer online shopping sometimes. New Year. 10. So New Year is a very special day. I usually celebrate it with my relatives. I like meeting together on this special occasion. So what I don't like doing is drinking vodka or doing something disgusting. It's important to celebrate this holiday, but it's also important to understand what we have achieved and what we still have to do. Okay, next. So, computer games. I can't say that I'm a great lover of computer games. Anyway, I used to play computer games a lot. One day I understood a very important thing here. I understood a very important thing. It's the following. I can play computer games, but not all day. I need to build my future. I need to do something in this life and I need to develop my talents. Virtual life can't replace real life. 12. Career. It's obvious that I'd like to make a career. I need to work very hard. I need to prove that I'm a very valuable worker for the company. I need to make the management of the company notice me. I need to do my best. 13. Internet. I think we can't do without the internet nowadays. We communicate with its help and we can get real knowledge here. I mean that you can learn English for free here. 14. Globalization. Globalization has changed our life completely. Our country isn't isolated. There are no borders for communication. It's a real phenomenon of the 21st century. 15 problems. We all experience good and bad times. Yeah, we all experience good and bad times. Okay? So I suppose we need to be strong enough to deal with our problems successfully. I notice that many things come from experience. Yeah, I notice that many things come from experience. 16. Education. Education plays a very important role in our life. If you have a good education, it's an advantage. If not, don't give up. You can learn a lot by yourself. 17. Health. I try to look after my health. I go to the gym 3 times a week. I also like walking in the open air. It's also very important to eat healthy food. 18. My family. I really love my family. Our family is quite large. I have a mother, father, and 2 brothers. We often play together. If I were an only child, my life would be very lonely, so I'm very happy that I have such a large and friendly family. 19. Chess. I really like playing chess. It may sound quite surprising, but it's my favorite game. Yeah, it's my favorite game, or it's my favorite game or kind of sport. So playing chess helps us develop our analytical abilities. 20. Summer holidays. I'll tell you how I usually spend my summer holidays. So I live in a big city, and unfortunately I don't have a country house, so I usually have to stay in the city in summer. Most of my friends are away. I like playing computer games and going to the park. As a rule, I play football every day. I really like this game. My dream is to go to America. 21. Winter holidays. I will tell you how I spend my winter holidays. They are quite short, in contrast to summer holidays. I really like snowboarding and skiing, so it's never boring in winter. I usually go skiing every day. About myself. 22. Let me tell you about myself. I'm a student, although I'm not working at present. I'm thinking about it. I really think the time has come to get some work experience and first money. I haven't decided about it yet. I mean, what I'll do for a living. 23. Exams. I love and hate exams at the same time. I love them because I prepare for them and it helps me be in a better shape after revising everything. I hate them because it's some kind of stress. 24. Environment. We all see that we need to think about our environment. Lots of scientists say that our planet is in danger. There are lots of global problems and we need to make the life on our planet better. 25. Global problems. I can name different global problems such as, first, global warming. Our planet is getting warmer and warmer, so the ice can melt. It can be a disaster. So second, CO2 emissions or carbon dioxide emissions. It leads to pollution and the destruction of the ozone layer. And the third one is poverty. 26. My weekend. I'll tell you how I spent my last weekend. I got up very late because I really wanted to have a rest. After that, I went to the cinema. My friends joined me. We had a great time together. Then we decided to go to a small cafe. It helped us relax a bit. Last weekend was quite ordinary, nothing special. Unemployment. Unemployment is a real problem. It's terrible when someone is out of work. If you can't find a job for a long time, you don't have enough money to live on. So I wish all people in the world had a good job. 28. Reading. I'm keen on reading. I mostly read English books. I do it for pleasure and it's very good for my English progress, so I think reading is a very good pastime. 29. Learning English online. I find learning English online absolutely fascinating. There are so many opportunities. Most information is free and its quality, quality is getting better and better. I particularly like watching different videos on YouTube. 30. Football. I really like playing football. I can play this game all year round. It's very good for our health and the game is really exciting and thrilling. Moreover, you don't need to pay. It's also very important. Okay, next. So, tennis. I play tennis from time to time. I really enjoy this game. However, I can't say that all people can afford it. You need to pay a lot. So it is believed that this game is mostly for rich people. Okay, traveling. Traveling is my greatest hobby. I've been to many countries. To be more exact, I've been to England, Spain, the USA, Italy, and so on. It's my passion. I know it costs some money, often not so little, but I earn money for it. Okay, I'm young and I want to see the world. It's my lifestyle. Drugs. Taking drugs is a real nightmare. I know that people who start doing it get addicted very quickly. It's the most terrible addiction which ruins people's lives. Teenagers. How do teenagers feel? Their behavior is quite typical. They are young but they want to look like adults. It's often a problem. They can start smoking or drinking just to look a bit older. Actually, it doesn't make sense. It's my point of view. Modern technology. I really admire modern technology. I live in the 21st century and I'm so happy that I can use the modern achievements of technology. Internet has changed our life completely. Movies. If you ask me about movies, I will tell you that I mostly watch English movies. It helps me a lot to break down the language barrier. It does help me learn spoken English, real English. 37. Songs. I also like listening to English songs. It helps me feel better. I am in a very good mood when I listen to this kind of songs. I mean good songs which have a positive effect on my English progress. 38. My dream. I have a dream. I'd love to get a very good education and help other people using my knowledge, skills, professionalism and experience. It's important to care about other people's interests. Music. I'm interested in music. It helps me relax. I mostly listen to music when I drive a car. I'd like to listen to my favorite songs at work, but it isn't possible. Work is work. 40. My favorite kind of sport. Football is my favorite kind of sport. I like this game for several reasons. First, I can spend time with my friends. Second, I like doing some physical exercises. Moreover, I can play this game for hours because it's so interesting. You know, it's become my habit to play football almost every day. 41. England. You might think that my greatest dream is to go to England. You know, people mostly go to England to learn English. The current situation is quite different. I believe that you don't have to go to England if you want to learn English. You can do it from home. 42. America. I've been to America 2 times. It was a nice experience. I could hardly understand American people. After those trips, I made up my mind to get down to learn English really seriously. 43. Famous people. Who are famous people? I believe the concept of famous people has changed. Let me clarify my point of view. For instance, there are very famous YouTube bloggers. I also think these people are famous, not just the stars on TV. 44. Appearance. It is said that appearances are deceptive. I absolutely agree with this statement. We can't judge by looking at people's clothes and manners. It's just the first impression. It can be misleading. 45. Art. I'm really interested in art. I'd like to become a designer. It's my greatest ambition. I'd like to connect my life with something creative. 46. Holidays. I celebrate the following holidays with my family. Let me name them: New Year, my birthday, Easter and Christmas. The last 2 holidays are religious ones. 47. Mass media. I'll tell you what I think about the modern mass media. There are so many sources of information. I can't trust everything. I need to digest it and analyze everything. I mostly read the news online. USA. I've been to the United States 3 times. I went there to improve my English. It helped me improve my speaking skills. I can speak English fluently. I just need to work on my grammar. 49. My school. I'm absolutely sure that my school is the best school in the world. I really admire my teachers. I look up to all of them. I particularly admire their patience and professionalism. University life. I'm a student and my university life isn't boring. I try to do my best to get the best knowledge. However, I don't focus only on my studies. I have so many friends at university, so I prefer to spend time with them. I believe we need to combine education with entertainment. 51. My working day. I'll tell you about my ordinary working day. I work a lot, so we aren't allowed to use social networks. I'd like to make a career, so I don't have time for other unimportant things. I want my boss to notice me. I work from 7 to 6, so very intensively. 52. My best friend. Max is my best friend. He always helps me when I'm in need. He always supports me when I'm in trouble. I know for 100% that I can rely on him completely. Tourism. I'm interested in tourism. I'm fond of traveling. I'd also like to add that I prefer to spend time with my friends, so I usually go somewhere with them. The more, the merrier. Okay, next. So, global warming. I believe that we can't close our eyes on such a serious problem as global warming. It threatens our safety, our survival, and the existence of our planet. I wish all people were aware of this problem. Newspapers and magazines. I'm keen on reading, and I used to read newspapers and magazines a lot on paper. As for the present time, I prefer to read everything online, mostly the news. I'm also interested in business magazines. I'd like to become a very successful businessman. Advertising. I have nothing to say against advertising except for one thing. I'm against aggressive advertising when it's too irritating. Next. I want to be a doctor. So the reason for it is that I'd like to cure other people. I'm not a selfish person. I'm sure I have all the necessary abilities for this profession. I want to be an English teacher. I really love English. In addition to it, I know that English teachers earn enough money. I can give private lessons, so I really enjoy it and I'll get enough money. I want to be a manager. It's my dream to become a top manager. I'd really like to rule a huge company. I like working with people, so I think this profession is for me. I want to be a businessman. Right, I want to be a businessman because I want to be financially independent and rich. I know that working for someone else, I want to become a millionaire. I like to take risks and win. Science. 61. Science. I can't say that I'm interested in science. However, I like watching different programs about modern technology. I admire scientists. They make our life more comfortable. Healthy lifestyle. I prefer to lead a healthy lifestyle. I practice sport and I feel much better after doing physical exercises. I wish you the same. English lessons. I'm fond of English and I like English lessons on the channel. English Galaxy. So this channel is very popular in Russia, and you can say, for example, on the channel English Professionally, English Galaxy, and English Professionally, for example. All of these lessons, right, are very informative and extremely useful. I am for online education. It's free and I see the result immediately. 64. Easter. Easter is the greatest holiday in Christianity. I usually go to church at Easter. We gather with my family and we celebrate this holiday together. Christmas. I really love this holiday. It's celebrated on the 7th of January in Orthodox Church and on the 25th of December in Catholic Church. We remember the day when Jesus Christ was born. Next. So, addictions. There are different addictions such as drug addiction, alcoholism, internet addiction, gambling. I wouldn't like to be addicted to something when things get out of control. Next, American dream. I like America for its American dream. It means that you can achieve a lot regardless of your race, sex, nationality, social status, and other things. It depends on you. Next. So tennis in my life. Tennis in my life. I really like playing tennis. I have been doing it. I have been doing it for about 10 years, and I suppose that my level has improved greatly. I often take part in different championships. Okay, next, technological progress. I'm sometimes shocked by our technological progress. The more I live, the more I admire it. It's hard to imagine what will be in the next century. Chinese. I know English, but Chinese is getting more and more popular, so I decided to learn this language. I think I'll be able to do it. Why not? Libraries. I used to go to the library. It took me lots of time. Okay, so I don't see the need to go there nowadays. There are huge virtual libraries where everything is at hand. 72. Love. Love is a wonderful feeling. Everyone wants to be loved. I believe it's also important to share our love with others. No matter what they think about us, we need to be open and unselfish. My birthday. I usually celebrate my birthday with my friends. We often go to the restaurant and stay there for a couple of hours. I think next year I'll invite more friends because the circle of my friends is growing. My day off. Let me tell you about my day off. When I have a day off, I don't waste time. I learn English 3 times a day, in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. Or when I have a break, I go to the gym or talk to my friends on the phone. Our problems and friends. So everyone has different problems. That's life. I think we need to be strong enough to cope with them. If I have a problem, I call my friends and they support me. I can count on them. Okay, next. So, money. Money is power. If you have money, you can do a lot. Nevertheless, money isn't everything. Not everything is sold and bought. 77. My English teacher. I'm really grateful to my English teacher for his perfect lessons. He helped me learn English. He was inspiring me to make more and more progress. Finally, I achieved it. YouTube. I am fond of YouTube. It's such an amazing community. You can find people who have the same interests. You can make friends there and have a great time. I enjoy watching these kind of lessons on YouTube. Fitness. I like fitness. It helps us keep fit. This trend is very popular nowadays. Swimming. I'm keen on swimming. I go to the swimming pool twice a week. It's very good for health and for my back in particular. Success. I associate success with money. You might think so, but in fact, it isn't so. You just need to become a professional in some area and you need to like what you are doing. My hobbies. I have different hobbies such as foreign languages, swimming, dancing, chess, and so on. I particularly like English. I can speak English for hours. Online shops. I can't say that I often do the shopping, but I try to buy something good and cheap. So I prefer to buy most things online. The choice is great and it also saves time. Social networks. I use different social networks. To tell the truth, I use VK every day and I usually do it for several hours. So VK, yeah, and Facebook. VK and Facebook every day, and I usually do it for several hours. It helps me be in touch with my friends. My mother. So my mother is a doctor. She works in hospital. She has lots of patients and she is usually very tired. You need to know a lot about medicine to cure other people. My father is a businessman. He has a small company. There are 10 employees in his company. He is into business. Unfortunately, he doesn't have free time at all. My sister is a student. She studies management. She wants to be a director of her own company. I wish her dreams come true. My brother is a schoolboy. He studies hard because he understands that his future depends on him. He wants to get into a good university and find a good job. My favorite subject. I'm going to tell you a couple of words about my favorite subject. As you might guess, it's English. I look forward to my English lessons. My dream is to know English perfectly. My plans for the future. My plans for the future are the following. I'd like to learn one more foreign language. I know English and French. I really want to know Spanish. I've been to Spain twice and I'd like to visit Latin America. School years. I remember my school years very clearly. It was a very good time without any duties and cares. I had lots of free time. When I grew up, I had no time for lots of things. I have very little free time now. It's so limited. Social problems. We can't close our eyes on social problems. What worries me most of all is the following: poverty, unemployment, inequality. There are other social problems too. They are also of great importance. Unhealthy food. I try not to eat unhealthy food. It can destroy my health. I'd like to be strong and healthy. I can't ignore the reality of losing my health if I do something wrong. My flat. I have a large flat in the suburbs of the city. My flat is quite spacious. However, I'd like to live in the center, and I have a larger flat anyway. It isn't possible at present. My native city. I'll tell you about my native city. I was born in a small town. I went to an ordinary school. I was trying to study very hard, but I couldn't get a very good education just because there weren't enough conditions for it. We left that small city and moved to a big city. My life has changed greatly since that time. Happiness. Let me tell you what I think about happiness. Happiness isn't the same as money. Happiness is when you feel peace inside, when you feel fully satisfied. Weather. I don't like it when it's rainy and cold. I prefer to spend time in the open air, so I really like sunny days. By the way, summer is my favorite season. Making a career. I know it isn't easy to make a career. It's usually a long way, but we need to start with something. Learning English can be the first step. I know that if you know English perfectly, it can be a huge advantage. Time management. I wish I managed my time more efficiently. Yeah, it isn't always the case. The reason is that I can't concentrate because of the social networks. I need to do something about it and spend less time there. Our talents. It's very important to develop our talents. So once you've discovered them, don't stop. Make them bigger and bigger. It's absolutely essential to do something perfectly if you want to be respected and valued at work. Don't waste time. Concentrate on something which can really help you in your future. Okay, thanks a lot for your support. See you. Bye. Hi. Welcome to the channel English Professionally, and this course is 200 English topics for speaking English. Yeah, good. I really think it's a great idea. Okay, so this course is for English speaking. It can also help enlarge your vocabulary. It's really very important, to have a large vocabulary. This video course is for listening to. You can see the text and listen to it at the same time. Watch all this video. I really hope you'll enjoy this great lesson. Okay, so the first topic is about business. Would you like to have your own business? If you ask my opinion, I perfectly understand that it's quite risky and the level of competition is very high. However, I'd really like to have a profitable business. It could give me financial freedom and independence. I hope you absolutely agree with me, right? Good. Next. So, sport. I'm keen on sport. It plays a very important role in my life. To be honest, I go to the gym twice a week. It helps me be strong and healthy. I also go swimming. I'm absolutely sure that we need to look after our health. Good. Okay, so what is next? English. My dream is to speak English fluently. I would say that my English level is about intermediate now. It means that I can express my point of view and understand other people, but not everything. I feel that I need to study English harder to know it really well. My work. I work as a sales manager. I really like my job. I can't say that my salary is so high, but there is one thing which I really like concerning my job. My salary depends on me. It depends on how much I sell. The more I sell, the more money I have. Right. I get 3% of what I sell, and I have a basic salary. My future profession. Let me tell you what I think about my future profession. To be frank, I don't know exactly what I need. I like mathematics and economics, so I tend to think that I need to become an economist or a manager. I'm also good at English. I'll suppose I'll decide it later. Good. Money. I don't think that money is everything, but I do think that money plays a very important role in our life. If you don't have money, you can't satisfy your needs and demands. You need it to buy something to drink and to eat. It's in the first place. I'm sure that it's good if you can earn money, but we know it's never enough. Okay? America. I have never been to America, and it's my greatest dream to visit this amazing country. I'd like to improve my English greatly, and I'm absolutely certain that living in America, I can make my English much better. Or living in America can make my English much better. Yeah, that's good. So I'd like to break down the language barrier. Good. England. I've been to England several times. I was there 2 years ago last time. It took me about 2 months to reach an upper intermediate level. I can't say that I improved my English grammar greatly, but it really helped me improve my speaking skills. Education. I'm totally convinced that it's very important to get a good education. If you don't do it, your chances are lower that you'll get a good job. You might disagree with me, but it's just my personal point of view. My day. I can tell you that I usually get up quite early because I have to go to school. My lessons finish at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I perfectly realize that I need to study hard, but I don't think that it's everything for me. If I have free time, I play chess. I can do it for hours. I go to bed early. I need to have enough sleep to feel good. Appearance. They say that appearances are deceptive. I absolutely agree with this statement. We can't judge other people only by appearance. I'd also like to point out that we must respect all people regardless of their income, appearance, race, nationality, and other things. My hobbies. I have several hobbies. My main hobbies are English and sport. I learn English to communicate with people who live abroad. It's a huge pleasure for me to speak English. It brings me some satisfaction. I'm interested in sport. I'm into fitness. I want to be in a good shape. New Year. Obviously, I celebrate this wonderful holiday. I live alone, so you might have already guessed that I invite my friends and we have a great party. It's often something unforgettable. Traveling. Traveling is my passion, and I can do nothing about that. I spend all my money on traveling. I have already been to 20 countries, and I really hope that I'll visit 5 more countries next year. My dream. One of my greatest dreams is to set up my own company. I don't like doing something monotonous and routine. I feel that I can achieve a lot and I don't want to stop. I think there is nothing wrong about being successful. Moscow. I was born in Moscow and I'm still living in the city. I wouldn't say that it's very good for my health. Honestly, I'd rather live far from Moscow, but I can't change it. I work here and I need to earn money for a living. My birthday. I used to celebrate my birthday in a large circle of friends. I grew up and I have several very good friends. I prefer to gather somewhere on my birthday and have a good time. I don't think that I need to give a great party. I prefer to invite my best friends. My career. I'd really like to make a career. I perfectly understand that I need to move up the career ladder. As a result, it will bring me more money and open up new opportunities. USA. I have been to the United States of America twice. This experience was absolutely unforgettable. I come to the conclusion that I need to improve my English urgently if I want to feel comfortable when talking to native speakers. My free time. Unfortunately, I have no free time at all. I am a very busy person. The problem is that I need to earn money and I devote all my free time to it. Perhaps I need to manage my time better. Well, so my family. I have a family, but I can't say that it's large. I am married, but I don't have children at present. I'd like to have a son and 2 daughters. I hope this time will come soon. Friendship. Friendship is something special for me. I can't betray. I am a very faithful person. I expect the same from my friends, and I know that they'll never let me down. You know, it's a great feeling. Television. I used to watch TV a lot. If we look at the present time, I prefer to watch something online, so there is a huge choice of YouTube channels. I particularly like this format of video. Internet. I think you do the same as me. I mean, you use the internet daily. I use it for pleasure and work. What is the internet? I would say it's a real phenomenon of the 20th and the 21st centuries. Radio. I listen to the radio while driving a car. It helps me relax. I have a rest in such a way. When I stay at home, I prefer to watch some videos. Shopping. I am not a shopaholic, but I do the shopping from time to time. What I don't like about shopping is that it takes lots of time and money. I hope you understand what I mean. Health. It's very important to look after our health. It's very easy to ruin our health, but it isn't so easy to recover. Keep fit. Don't underestimate the importance of being healthy. Music. I'm keen on music. It gives me inspiration. When I feel bad, I turn on the music and my mood gets better. I mostly listen to pop music. Reading. I wish I had more free time. The thing is that I really enjoy reading, but I can't do it as much as I'd like it to do because of my work. I have a very tight schedule. Entertainment. I'm a very hard-working student, and I always get good or excellent marks, but I can't study all day. I need some kind of entertainment. I prefer to have a good time online. I can visit lots of websites which offer a huge variety of all kinds of entertainment. Sometimes I go somewhere with my friends. My favorite kind of sport. Football is my favorite kind of sport. I really enjoy this game. I can play football all year round. I also spend time with my friends. This game unites us. Choosing a profession. I know that choosing a profession is a very important step in our life. You need to think very thoroughly before taking the final decision. Take your talents and abilities into account. Don't ignore them. Listen to the voice of your heart. Depression. Believe me that depression is a terrible feeling. As for me, I rarely feel depressed. I try not to give up. I prefer to be an optimist. Science. I can't say that I'm greatly interested in science, but I'm keen on the achievements of modern technology. It has a very positive effect on our society. We see the results of these achievements and admire them. Russia. Russia is the largest country in the world. It's rich in natural resources. I am proud of our country. It has been done a lot, but we can't stop. We need to go further and develop our economy and other spheres. Communication. Our world has changed greatly. If I want to communicate with people who live in another corner of the world, it isn't a problem any longer. There are no barriers for communication. You just need to have a desire to do it. Chess. I have been playing chess for about 10 years. I can say that I play it really well. I started playing chess because I wanted to develop my analytical abilities, and I did it. This game really helped me do it. About myself. I work as a manager for a small company. I deal with customers and suppliers. Working in the office is sometimes really difficult because I'm loaded with lots of work. I'd also like to say that I have a family. Being 27 years old, I think I have achieved a lot. I was born in Russia and I think I'll continue living here. My biography. I was born in 1989. I went to school when I was 7. My school was quite ordinary. After I finished school, I got into a very good university. It helped me find a well-paid job. I work as a top manager in the fitness industry. My plans for the future. I have set several aims which I'm going to achieve. My plans for the future are the following. I'd like to graduate from a prestigious university. I'd like to earn at least $2,000 a month. I'd like to get married and have a large family. My school. I can be sure that my school is the best school in the world. I get real knowledge there, and all my teachers are very professional. They help me, they inspire me, they motivate me, they help me believe in myself. My favorite subject, English. English is my favorite subject. I know English really well. I can speak it fluently. I particularly like the process of learning English. My English teacher creates a very positive atmosphere. My favorite subject, maths. Mathematics is my favorite subject. I'm really good at figures. I can count and analyze something really well. I also think that my future job will be closely connected with mathematics. I want to be a businessman. I really want to be a very successful businessman and rule a huge company. I am not afraid of competition. I want to have the strongest company in my niche. I want to be an English teacher. I have thought about my future profession many times. The more I think, the more I understand that I need to become an English teacher. I can teach at school and give private lessons. Maybe I'll create my own YouTube channel for English learners. Well, so, I want to become a doctor. I'd like to connect my life with medicine. My mother works as a doctor. She finds it very interesting and enjoyable. I can use her experience. It can become our family profession. I want to help other people. I was born to become a gifted doctor, I'm sure. I want to become an economist. I really like mathematics and I want to make our economy stronger. I read books on economics and business. It's no exaggeration, but I understand a lot. I feel I need to become an economist. My day off. If I have a day off, it's a real holiday for me. I'm usually so tired because of work. I get up after midday. Just imagine it. I usually spend time with my friends. Summer holidays. You know, I don't have a country house, so I usually spend my summer holidays in the city. It's our family tradition that we go abroad at the end of August for 2 weeks. I visited Australia last time. Winter holidays. I really love winter holidays. I'm fond of skiing and snowboarding. You know, winter holidays are quite short, but they are unforgettable. Spring. Spring is a wonderful time. It is believed that this time is time for love. I don't know whether it's right or wrong, but I have more energy in spring. Really, I am full of energy and I like sunny and warm days. Summer. Summer is my favorite season. We go on holiday and I go to my country house where I spend all summer. I don't like staying in the city in summer. I prefer to breathe fresh air and lead an active lifestyle. Autumn. To tell you the truth, I don't like autumn. It's a well-known fact that it often rains in autumn and the weather is sometimes awful. It makes me feel depressed. However, it's a wonderful time for learning English, for example. I usually stay at home more. Winter. I particularly like winter. I like it when it snows. The air is fresh and I feel healthier. I go skiing with my friends at least twice a week. Twice a week. So we usually do it in the park, which is near the place we live in. Mass media. Mass media. So let me tell you what I think about the modern mass media. I prefer to use different sources. I mostly trust online resources, but I also watch TV. I understand that I need to digest all the information to come to the right conclusion. Learning foreign languages. I really like learning foreign languages. I can speak English, but I feel it isn't enough. I'd like to know the following languages: English, Chinese, Spanish, and German. I wish my dreams come true. Yeah, so really. Or I can say I hope, for example, I hope my dreams will come true. So I think it sounds better. I hope my dreams will come true. Well, so good. Weather. What's the weather like today? So it's rainy and cold. Clearly, I don't like this kind of weather. I like it when it's hot and when the sun is shining brightly. I can swim in the river or in the lake, and I spend more time in the open air. Books. It is said that books are our friends. I used to read lots of books. I changed my habits with the appearance of the internet. I prefer to read short text or articles rather than books. Climate change. We can't deny the fact that environmental problems exist. Climate change is one of these problems. Our planet is getting warmer. The ice can melt and it can lead to a real disaster. We need to do something about that. Social problems. We can't close our eyes on social problems. Lots of people suffer and we don't notice it. There are lots of poor and unhappy people. I wish all the people in the world were happy. Unemployment. Unemployment has become a real problem for lots of people. There is a crisis nowadays and it's getting more and more difficult to find a good job. I hope our economy will recover soon. Traffic jams. I hate traffic jams. I waste plenty of time because of this problem. I don't know how to solve this problem, but I believe that serious measures should be taken. Poverty. Poverty is a very serious social problem. Would you like to be poor? I doubt. There are people who have no money at all or very little money. It's called extreme poverty. It's terrible. I wish all people could have a stable income. Terrorism. Terrorism is a very serious problem too. It threatens our security and the security of our countries. Something should be done to change the situation. Some people think that we need radical measures. Modern youth. What can I say about the modern youth? I wish all young people were hardworking, diligent, honest, and were good people without bad habits. Anyway, life is life. It isn't always so. Teenagers. Do you remember the time when you were a teenager? This time is very special. So your body is transforming and you understand the world differently during this period. It's very important not to waste time and find yourself in this life. Medicine. I have always been interested in medicine, so it won't be surprising that I'm going to become a doctor. I think our modern medicine isn't perfect, and I want to be a good doctor with very high professional skills and a great deal of successful experience. Top management. I'd like to work in top management. Top managers represent the highest level of management. They are responsible for the performance of the company. Social networks. I use social networks every day. I mostly use VK. This social network is extremely popular in Russia. I know it takes plenty of time, but I keep in touch with my friends and acquaintances in such a way. My native city. I was born in Moscow. It's my native city. I have lived here all my life. I think the city is full of different opportunities. You need to take them. Don't miss them. Exams. I don't like exams. This time is very stressful for me. I can know a lot, but there is no guarantee that I'll pass all the exams successfully. It's like a lottery sometimes. Tennis. I'm keen on tennis. I play it regularly with my friends. Some of my friends tell me that it isn't so cheap to play tennis, but I go on doing it anyway. I'm ready, to spend some money on such a wonderful game, or you can say that I'm ready for it. I think it sounds better. I can spend some money on such a wonderful day, on such a wonderful game. Okay, so good. Fitness. So fitness is a very popular trend nowadays. If you start thinking about being strong and healthy, you remember fitness. I suppose that fitness will be getting more and more popular in Russia. Physical exercises. I'm absolutely sure that it's very important to do physical exercises. You can go to the gym or do them at home. It doesn't matter. Just try to keep fit. Learning English abroad. I do think that learning English abroad is an absolutely brilliant idea. At the same time, I'd like to say that it often comes down to money. So if you have enough money, why not? Improving speaking skills. I've been learning English for about 4 years. I feel that I know English grammar, but I can't speak. I think the situation is familiar to you. I'm going to live abroad for a while to improve my speaking skills. Improving writing skills. I know some people can read in English and they can speak, but writing in English is a real problem for them. How can they solve this problem? I think they should write more, do more writing exercises. The more practice, the better. Improving grammar. Improving listening skills. So I know that listening is a real problem for lots of people. So you see, however, it's quite easy to improve your listening skills. You can do it on the channel, English. You can do it on the channel English Professionally. You can do it on the channel English Professionally. Everything is written and pronounced. This method really works. Good. So improving listening skills. Next, improving grammar. I know that most people speak English with mistakes, big or small ones. If you want to stop making mistakes, you need to improve your grammar. Learn it every day. It's also desirable to do different exercises on grammar. Improving pronunciation. If you want to improve your pronunciation, you need to listen more to English speech. The more, the better. Start with simple texts, dialogues or topics, and it's certain to help. It's also very important to know the phonetics transcription. YouTube. I am fond of YouTube. I have my own YouTube channel and I really like making different videos and uploading them. I can share them with other people. YouTube is a huge community of people with similar interests. Doing business online. My dream is to have my own online shop. I've heard lots of times that doing business online is very profitable. I just need to choose a profitable niche. That's what I'm going to do quite soon. Advertising. I'm not against advertising. We know lots of things with the help of advertising. What I don't like is that some companies advertise their products too aggressively and in a very annoying way. Marketing. Marketing is a very important tool of sales. If you launched a very good marketing campaign, expect very good sales. Time management. I have no spare time at all. It's a constant problem. Social networks take my time and I can't control myself. I think I need to change my lifestyle. American dream. To tell you the truth, I come from a poor family. Life was very difficult for me. I tried to study very hard and get the best education possible to achieve a lot in life. It's some kind of American dream when you can become very successful, very rich and successful despite other factors. Everything depends on you. Everything is in your hands. Australia. I'd really like to improve my English. I think Australia is the best place for it. Let me tell you why. I can swim in the ocean and enjoy nature. I can combine two things in one. Business trips. I often go on a business trip. I went to China last time. It's obvious that I don't know Chinese, but I speak English. All the negotiations were in English. I suppose it's fascinating to travel and do business at the same time. China. I'm going to visit China next year. The popularity of Chinese is growing. We can't deny this fact. I think it's easier to learn Chinese in China. Cinema. I often go to the cinema. I usually do it with my friends. You know, some people prefer to watch movies only at home. As far as I'm concerned, going to the cinema is a special occasion. It's time to meet with your friends and have a good time. Together. Have a good time together. Good. So, theater. I rarely go to the theater. I prefer going to the cinema. I can't explain it, but going to the theater is sometimes boring for me. Museums. I sometimes visit different museums. I mostly do it abroad. I've been to several museums in Russia. Anyway, I prefer to travel abroad. It's much more interesting for me. Computer games. I am really interested in computer games. If I have free time, I can spend all my free time playing computer games. Sometimes it gets uncomfortable. In other words, it gets out of control. Easter. Easter is the main religious holiday in Christianity. We remember Sunday. We remember the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So they say, Christ is risen. Indeed, he is risen. Reading books in English. I really like reading something in English. It helps me enrich my vocabulary. I prefer to read business magazines and articles. Enlarging your vocabulary. There are different ways of enlarging our vocabulary. You should read more and watch more videos on YouTube. I'd like to recommend you the channel. The channel English Professionally. I'd like to recommend you the channel English Professionally. So you can also enrich vocabulary by listening to the radio and watching English programs. Good. Gardening. I'm keen on gardening. I have my own garden in the country house. I prefer to eat healthy food. I grow all kinds of vegetables. Looking for a job. I'm sure it's easy to look for a job, but it isn't so easy to find a good job, especially during the crisis. You need to have a very good CV where you'll write about your experience and strong points. Globalization. Globalization is taking place everywhere. Our world is getting, a place, or say is becoming a place, is becoming Our world is becoming a place without any borders for traveling and communication. Big companies start doing business all over the world. Immigration. I have thought about immigration. I haven't come to the conclusion what to do, but I'm considering studying abroad for a start. I've chosen the United States. Newspapers and magazines. I used to read newspapers and magazines almost every day, but this time is over. I prefer to read everything online. The choice is stunning. So, blogging. I took up blogging about 5 years ago. Then I created my YouTube channel. I prefer video blogging. It's a new trend. You can create your own channel and make it extremely popular. Why not? YouTube channels. Do you have your own YouTube channel? If you have it, I won't be surprised. More and more people are creating their own channels. You can do it for fun and you can turn it into a profitable business. There are lots of opportunities for popular channels. The problem is how to make your channel popular. So, VK. I often use VK. I spend there for about 4 hours daily. I know it's too much, but my life is never boring with social networks. I don't experience a feeling of loneliness. Facebook. I use Facebook less often than VK, but this social network is very popular abroad. There are people who don't have a VK account, so I can get in touch with them with the help of Facebook. Politics. It is sad that it's difficult to become a politician, but it isn't my aim. I am interested in it and I like talking about politics, but not more. I discuss different political problems with my friends. My working day. I have a good job. I mean that my salary is quite high, but I often have to overwork. I start working at 10 o'clock in the morning and finish at about 8 o'clock in the evening. I work as an import manager. I deal with suppliers. I'm usually very tight. Famous people. Famous people are on TV, or maybe I'm mistaken. I'd like to ask you one question. Can we consider popular YouTube bloggers famous people? I think that it can be so. Personally, I wouldn't like to become famous. Smoking. I smoke almost every day. I am perfectly aware of the fact that it's a bad habit and it's harmful to my health. I am going to give up smoking. It's in my plans. Love. Love is a great feeling. I'm sure that we need to share our love with other people. We can't be indifferent to other people's needs and problems. It's important not to be selfish. Some people only prefer to take something and they aren't ready to help others. So it's bad. Like I said, they aren't ready, and they aren't ready to help us, or they aren't ready for something, for something which needs some kind of sacrifice, which needs some kind of sacrifice. So I'd like to use this word, some kind of sacrifice. Sacrifice. It means that when they do something and it's difficult for them, so you know that it's very easy to do things which you can do easily, but it's much more difficult to do things which is difficult for you. You see, sacrifice. Good. Next, so yeah, ready for something which needs some kind of sacrifice. So good. Next. Okay, good. So, my day yesterday. Let me tell you what I did yesterday. I'll be brief. I went to work as usual, and I came back home at about 7 o'clock in the evening. Nothing special. Then I turned on the computer and started playing computer games. I am a bit tired of this routine. My day tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll have a day off. It means that I won't have to get up early. I can sleep as long as I want. I'm going to play tennis with my friends. Then I suppose we'll go to the restaurant. Spelling. I'm not entirely sure that I spell all the English words correctly. I don't really think it's so important. I need to speak English fluently and understand other people. That's exactly what I need. Popularity of English. I doubt the popularity of English will decrease. It's highly unlikely. English is spoken all over the world. This language is relatively easy. I hope more people will learn English with the help of the channel English Professionally. With the channel English Professionally. Good. Popularity of Chinese. The popularity of Chinese is undeniable. We can't deny it. Really, we can't ignore this fact. The fact is that more and more people are thinking seriously about learning Chinese nowadays, and you. International exams in English. Have you ever thought about taking some international exams in English? As far as I'm concerned, I'm thinking about studying abroad, so I'll need IELTS. I'm going to study in Australia. I'm preparing for this exam at present. I want to be a sales manager. I'd like to be sincere with you. Don't get me wrong. Money isn't everything for me, but I'd like to earn more. Working as a sales manager, my income can be much higher. I know it from my friends who have this kind of experience. I want to be a fitness trainer. I'm keen on sport and I'd like to connect my life with fitness. I want to do what I'm good at and I'd like to have a good job. So I've chosen this job. I'm sure that this professional area is for me. I want to be a Spanish teacher. I'm really interested in Spanish. I know English and Spanish, but I think there are too many English teachers, so I'll teach Spanish. In addition to it, I really love this language and Spanish culture. Homework. It may seem strange, but I like doing my homework. My progress isn't so rapid without homework. I understand that homework is for me first of all. An ideal teacher. My English teacher can be considered an ideal teacher. He gives knowledge and it isn't the only thing. He gives his students much more. He encourages them. He makes them love his subject. How to be successful. Let me tell you what I think about it. I suppose that we need to say what success is. It's often associated with money and professional achievements. I think we need to do the following: to have a good education, to have connections, to be in the right place at the right time. Libraries. I can't say that we don't need libraries at all. I don't like a traditional way of understanding such a word as a library. So what is a library? I believe that the internet is also a huge library. I think that virtual libraries will replace ordinary ones. Cooking. I'm keen on cooking. It helps me relax. I watch some YouTube channels about cooking. It's so interesting. It's a new format of getting knowledge. Jogging. I go jogging 3 times a week. I prefer to be in good shape. I don't want to put on weight. If I give up jogging, I can get fatter. I prefer to breathe fresh air and do physical exercises. I don't want to do business. Some people want to do business, but that's not for me. It's so risky and there is no guarantee that you'll succeed. You can lose everything in one day. I prefer to work for someone and feel stability. Motivation. I want to be successful. What's my motivation? Firstly, I want to have a large family. If I have a bad job, we won't have enough money. Secondly, I'd like to prove that I can do it. It's for me and for people who know me. So, English in my life. I think I am a lazy person and I don't study hard at school. Sometimes I need English for communication and I feel that I need to study English much harder. I hope I'll do something about it. I need to stop being lazy. Learning English online. I tend to think that learning English online is a very effective way of learning English. Moreover, you don't need to pay. Most of the resources are free. You just need to start learning English. You can do it on the channel. Yeah, English Gallows, it's our first channel, and English Professionally. It's our main channel, English. So professionally, yeah, English Professionally. You can do it on the channel English Professionally. So, books in our life. Books are our friends. They help us understand different things. Meanwhile, I'd like to point out that there are too many books nowadays and it's difficult to choose what we really need. Okay, next. So, I want to be a programmer. I know that most of my friends want easy money. I've chosen another strategy. I've decided to become a programmer. I'd like to work for Yandex or Google. I want to be rich. I want to be rich and I'm not ashamed of it. I have moral values and I really think that there is nothing bad about being rich. I want to be happy. To be honest, I want to be happy and I'm sure it's a normal feeling. I need family happiness. I also need spiritual happiness and I'd also like to become successful. I put these elements in the first place. I want to have a good job. I really think I need to have a good job. What is it all about? Will $1,000 be enough? Can it be considered a good job? I think so, but for a start. Once you've started getting this money, you'll want more. I wouldn't like to set some financial limits. I'd like to develop professionally and grow with my company. I want to lose weight. I feel that I'm fat and it really gets me down. I need to get into better shape, so I decided to join a fitness club. I want to improve my English. I am not fully satisfied with my English level. I'd like to improve all the aspects of English: grammar, speaking, writing, listening, spelling, reading, and other things. I prefer a complex approach. I want to understand native speakers of English. So, it's my greatest dream and I know how to do it. So the channel, yeah, so you know that our main channel is English Professionally now. So the channel English Professionally has helped me a lot, and I'm sure it will help me more. I just need to learn English here more intensively. Good. Loneliness. I don't like to experience a feeling of loneliness. I prefer to communicate with my friends. If I feel lonely, I call my friends or start chatting with them. So, confidence. Sometimes I feel that I don't have enough confidence. How can I gain confidence? I believe it's often a psychological problem. I need to believe in myself, and confidence will come. Mistakes. We all make mistakes. Some people continue making the same mistakes again and again. I'm sure that it's important to work on our mistakes and not to repeat them. And not to repeat them. Good. I want to see the world. I'm young and I haven't been abroad yet. I come from a poor family. I want to change the situation completely. I really like to see the world and become a real professional in a certain area. Time flies. My future depends on me. My character. How would I characterize myself? I'm a hard-working person. I hate laziness. I hate doing nothing. So I prefer to do something really useful. I'm also very faithful and diligent. As we know, honesty is the best policy. My friend's character. Let me tell you about my best friend, whose name is Nick. He is quite lazy, but this thing isn't so important for me. He always helps me and never refuses to help. A friend in need is a friend indeed. He is very easygoing, open, sincere, and faithful. Why do we learn English? I tend to think that most people learn English for several reasons. Firstly, we need English for traveling and communicating with other people. Secondly, we need English for work. I also know that people often learn English for pleasure. I want to be strong and healthy. I want to be strong and healthy. Good. So I want to be strong and healthy, and I think it's normal desire. I go to the gym quite regularly, and I feel my muscles. It gives me confidence. I try to spend more time in the open air doing some physical exercises. I go jogging at least once a week. I want to improve my shape. I feel that I'm not so good looking. What's the problem? I feel that I need to improve my shape. People often judge by appearance. I'd like to play football more. I need more physical exercises. Financial freedom. I'd like to reach financial freedom. What does it mean? It means that you have a stable income and money works for you. Your money generates more money. It's this concept in short. Okay, so next. I want to be financially independent. We have just talked about financial freedom. I want to have a profitable business. If I have it, I won't have to stay in the office all day. I'll control my business and do what I want. I'll have enough money to live on. I'd also like to have several highly successful commercial projects. Living alone. Living alone can be a bit boring. I know some people started living alone and they started experiencing a feeling of loneliness and depression. I think we need more communication. We can't be isolated from the society. Bad habits. I think We need to give up our bad habits if we have them. I know that lots of people smoke and drink alcohol too much. I wish all people in the world so had only good habits. Good habits. I know that everyone mostly talks about bad habits. However, there are good habits too. For example, you like helping other people, and if you don't do it, you feel uncomfortable. As a result, you start looking for someone to help. I'd like to visit China. I'd love to visit China as a tourist. It's the first reason. The second reason is that I'm going to do business there. I could look for some suppliers. Living abroad. I live in Russia, and I've thought about living abroad many times. I really want it, but there is one thing which stops me. It's my poor English. If I knew English much better, I would think about that much more seriously. Working abroad. If I work abroad, I'll earn more money. Is it always the case? I doubt. I need to get a good education abroad and have some experience. If I have it, I can count on a good salary. If not, I wouldn't consider working abroad because of a low salary. Studying abroad. I think that studying abroad isn't for me. The problem is that my parents are poor and they can't pay for my education abroad. If we were rich, I would definitely study abroad for a while. I want to be a millionaire. It might seem crazy, but I do want to become a millionaire. If I had $1 million, I could satisfy my needs and help other people who are in need. Business education. I've decided to become a businessman. The level of competition nowadays is very high. It means that I need to get a very good business education to build a profitable business. Our talents. We all have different talents. Discover your talents and develop them. I'm absolutely sure that everyone can do it. Just try to do it. Work experience. If you are looking for a job and have some work experience, it's a very strong plus. If you have no work experience at all, your chances are very low that you'll get a very good job. Job interview. Have you ever had a job interview? It's a very important step in our life. The future of your career can depend on this or that interview. You need to prepare for it psychologically. My computer. I'm absolutely sure that it's very important to have a very powerful and modern computer. I bought my computer a year ago. It was expensive, but I'm sure it's worth it. It saves your time greatly. Summer jobs. When summer comes, lots of students start looking for a job. I suppose it's what they need in order to get some work experience. It will help them in their future career. Aggressive advertising. Aggressive advertising really irritates me. It's so annoying. I think that other ways of advertising can be effective too. Leisure. I work as an English teacher and I have a flexible schedule. So we can pronounce a schedule or schedule. So if I have some free time, I watch English movies or chat with my friends who live abroad. The capital of our country. So Moscow is the capital of Russia, or the capital of Russia, yeah? The capital of Russia. So Moscow is the capital of Russia. It's a political and business center in Russia. The population of Moscow, if I'm not mistaken, is about 10 million people. This city is full of amazing opportunities for everyone. Leadership. Do you have leadership qualities? I think that it's a matter of experience. Everyone can develop these qualities. Personally, I'd like to be a leader. Money in our life. We can't deny the importance of money. If you have no money at all, how can you live? Money isn't my idol, but I need to earn it no matter what my wishes are. Really, we need to work out our life strategy. Difficult children. I have come across difficult children. I suppose it's often because of their upbringing. Parents should educate their children and teach them to do good things, but there are other problems too which we can't ignore. So, my flat. I have a small flat in the center of Moscow. I wish I had a large flat. You know, it isn't so comfortable when there isn't enough space. When I grow up, I'll find a good job and buy a large flat. Christmas. Christmas is a very important religious holiday in Christianity. We remember the birth of Jesus Christ. Christmas is celebrated on the 7th of January in Orthodox Church and on the 25th of December in Catholic Church. Family conflicts. I think that family conflicts are inevitable. We need to learn to avoid and resolve them. I wish all families in the world can be called happy families. Living in a small town. Living in a small town can seem a bit boring. I perfectly understand it. The second problem is that, it's difficult to find a well-paid job. Living in a big city. I prefer to live in a big city. It's easier to find a good job there. If you are thinking about getting a very good education, I believe there are more opportunities in a big city. Problems in our life. We all have different kinds of problems. I think it's very important to be ready for everything. If you face difficult situations, don't give up. Try to be strong to cope with all these difficulties. My life strategy. I suppose that everyone should have their own life strategy. I know that most people don't look into the future. I prefer to build my future. I'd like to be successful in the long run, not just now, when our success can be temporary. Breaking down the language barrier. So, if we look at my English level, I can speak English quite fluently, but not completely fluently. I feel that I need more practice. I need to speak English every day with someone, not necessarily with a native speaker. Higher education. I study at school and I usually get good marks, but I feel that I need to do much more to become a real expert in management. It's what I want to do in the future. I'd like to get into a business school and get a perfect education. Sport in my life. I prefer to lead an active and a healthy lifestyle. I can't imagine my life without sport. Sport inspires me. When I am in a bad mood, I go to the gym, and then I feel much better. Cars. I think that having a car isn't a luxury, it's a means of transport. I have a car, but, it doesn't cost much. Some people sell their flats in order to buy a good car, but I don't think it's sensible. My childhood. I remember my childhood very clearly. It was such a wonderful time. My parents helped me get a good education and become a good person. They always supported me. Fashion. I'm interested in fashion. I think it's important to be good looking. We live in our modern society, and we can't ignore the rules and laws of our society, as it has already been said. I watch different programs about fashion, and I watch popular YouTube bloggers. Corruption. Corruption is a terrible thing. We need to do something about that. We need transparency. We need to take some measures to get rid of corruption. Crime. I think that there is a very high crime rate in some countries. Our laws must work and we must obey them. Criminals should be punished. I support justice. In other words, I am against injustice. Job satisfaction. I'm totally convinced that it's very important to feel some kind of job satisfaction. If you aren't satisfied with your results at work, it's rather difficult to work better than others. Generation gap. Have you ever heard something about such a thing as a generation gap? I think this thing exists. My parents think differently. Their parents think differently too. One of the reasons is that our technological progress that is everywhere. Our technological progress is everywhere. The second reason is that our society is constantly changing. Homeless people. I wish there were no homeless people at all, but the fact is that we sometimes meet them. I believe we should look after them. I don't understand people who treat them like dirt. Honesty. It is said that honesty is the best policy. It's very important to have moral and spiritual values. Moreover, if you lose trust once, it's very difficult to win it again. Self-employment. I'm self-employed. It means that I work for myself. I'm a freelancer. Working as a programmer, I take orders online. I have no free time. I have no free time. You see, surprising as it may seem, I have no free time at all, and I don't understand how it happens. Lots of things distract my attention. I need to read some books or articles about time management. My boyfriend. I'm 19 and I'd like to have a happy family. I'm dating with my classmate. He is a very reliable person. It's a mistake. I'm 16, I think, or 16, and I'd like to have a happy family. I'm dating with my classmate. He is a very reliable person. I hope we'll get married one day. My girlfriend. We've been dating for about 6 months. I hope we'll get engaged soon. It's in our plans. My girlfriend is very beautiful, attractive, and wise. My parents. My parents have done a lot for me. I am grateful to them for everything. I know that it's time I help them. I know it's my duty, and I'll never refuse to help them. Preparing for exams. We often prepare for exams. How to make this preparation more intensive? Start doing it beforehand. Work out a plan and follow it every day. Follow your teacher's advice. Doing business abroad. I suppose that doing business abroad isn't for me. Unfortunately, I don't have enough experience. I'd like to start up my own small company in Russia in the beginning. Competition. The level of competition is very high nowadays, and it's getting higher and higher. You might want to be the most successful businessman in the world, But it isn't so easy. You need much more than just money, connections, experience, and good luck. Freedom. So, freedom, good. What is freedom? Is when we can do what we want, legal things, not breaking the law. It's difficult to reach this freedom as we need to follow the rules of our society. Teaching English. I know that all professions are difficult. If we look at teaching English, it can seem difficult, but this job is very creative. You work with people and help them learn English. Their dreams come true with your help. My greatest dream. Everyone has their own dreams. I'd like to do something good for our society. I don't put money in the first place. I prefer to listen to the voice inside me. I am not a very materialistic person. I believe that we need to develop our skills and make our society better together. My future. I suppose that you share my point of view that our future depends on us. We need such things as motivation, inspiration, experience, good friends, professionalism, good luck, and a clear life strategy to build our future. Planning is essential. Try to forecast the future in the long term. What job and salary would you like to have? Learning several foreign languages. I realize that I've reached a high level in English. As you might guess, my level is advanced. English is my greatest hobby, and I'd like to take up learning the second foreign language. So what can you recommend? Chinese, Spanish, or something else? Yeah, it's a good question. Hi, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and this video course is for you. 150 English texts. Really, I think that this course is great. Okay, thanks for support, and there are 150 English texts in this course. If you want to understand English speech really well, this course is for you. It's a very good listening practice. You can listen to these very interesting texts. I prepared them especially for you, and listen to them at the same time. Watch all this video. It's a very good speaking practice too, to have a natural English conversation. Okay, so are you ready? I hope that you're ready to start. Okay, so let's do it. Well, so the first one, my attitude towards sport. There is no doubt that sport plays a very important role in our life. As for me, I am fond of sport. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a professional sportsman. I just love different kinds of sport, and I do sport when I have free time. I know there are many reasons why people think sport is important in our life. Personally, I think it helps me to be fit, and it brings positive emotions into my life. It's part of my life. Next, making a career. I think it's very important to make a career. Firstly, I want to get a good education. Secondly, I'd like to have some work experience. It's very important for me and for my future employer. It's very difficult to find a job if you don't have any work experience. I really like to move up the career ladder. It will bring more money, success, and satisfaction. I want to be the best in this area. Business. I'd like to have my own business. What can it give me? Lots of positive things. For example, money, freedom, independence, respect, new friends and connections. I know that successful businessmen earn lots of money. At the same time, it's very difficult to reach this level. I mean, to have a successful or profitable company. Moreover, it's risky. The level of competition is very high nowadays. Anyway, I am full of energy and I feel I can try. Our friends. A friend in need is a friend indeed. I absolutely agree with this statement. Friends help us when we have different problems and when we need their help, but friendship isn't only about help. It's much more. I like spending time with my friends. It's a wonderful feeling to have real friends who will never let you down and who will always support you and help in trouble. Money. Let's talk about money. It's a very important subject. I suppose everyone will agree that money gives us freedom. It helps us feel financially independent. I mean, if we have lots of money and different sources of income. The more money we have, the more things we can afford to buy. It goes without saying. However, I think money shouldn't be the meaning of life. It's just one side of our life. Money is a means. It isn't everything. Love. What is love? I think it's a wonderful feeling. All people want to be loved. However, real love isn't only about receiving. It's about giving, helping, caring, supporting. In my opinion, real love is without evil. If you love someone for something, it can be called pure love. It seems to me that people who have a clean heart love other people for nothing. They are happy when you are happy, even though you aren't his or her friend. Computer. I have a computer. Of course, you aren't surprised. Everyone has a computer nowadays. My computer is very powerful and modern. I bought it last year for $1,000. I do lots of different things with the help of my computer. I work, study, and entertain. It's almost impossible to do without a computer nowadays. Internet. As for me, I use the internet every day. Why do I need it? First of all, for work. I receive around 200 emails. I receive about 200 emails every day and I have to answer all of them. Really, my work is connected with the internet. I work for a big company which sells different goods online. I also have to monitor the market. It's a lot of work. The second reason is that I use the internet for entertainment. I like watching different videos on YouTube. Yesterday. I had an ordinary day yesterday. I was busy almost all day. I went to work very early and came back at about 6 o'clock in the evening. After that, I went for a walk with my friends. We walked for about 2 hours. The weather was fine. We had a great time together. I like spending time with my friends. I didn't watch TV in the evening. I prefer to spend time online, so I used the internet until midnight. Then I went to bed. My profession. I'm a sales manager. I like my profession. I like communicating with people. Is it easy to be a sales manager? I think it's a matter of experience and professional skills. It isn't so easy to sell, but I sell very good products. The quality of these products is supreme. So let me make a conclusion. If you offer a very good product and this product is unique in some way, your sales will be stunning. You will sell well and you will make other people happy. Learning English. I like learning English. It's more than just a hobby. Certainly, I do it for pleasure, but I perfectly understand that I need English for my career growth. I started learning English 5 years ago. Actually, I tried different methods. I think that when you learn English online, especially for free, that's great. It's possible to find very good materials in video format, so this channel, English Professionally, is no exception. I'm so happy. Improving listening skills. I want to tell you one story. This is a real story. This is a story from my life experience. To tell you the truth, I had lots of problems with listening in the past. It was a real problem for me. I managed to solve this problem and improve my listening skills greatly. I understand everything and my English level is advanced. I think that I know English like native speakers. The secret of good listening skills is quite simple. Listen to something in English as much as you can. Improving speaking skills. You have to agree that it's very important to speak English fluently. Many people know English grammar, but they can't speak English. They have a language barrier and they can't overcome this barrier. I think the situation is familiar to you. I firmly believe that it's possible to start speaking English quite quickly if you train regularly. To speak English, well, you need more practice. Try to speak English every day. It should be like a habit. Improving writing skills. I think that we need to speak English well first of all. However, it's important to write in English correctly. What does it mean? We should write without mistakes and clearly. How can we improve our writing skills? It seems to me that we need to write more. I know most people don't like it. It can seem very boring, but it's a very good way of training. Write more, make up your own texts, try to have more practice. Reading. From my point of view, reading is a very good pastime. What do I read in my free time? I read mostly books related to my profession or my hobbies. Moreover, I'd like to be sincere. I don't want to look very clever. I'll tell you things how they are. I prefer to read articles, so you can read one long book or 30 articles. I think that reading articles is a short way of getting knowledge. It takes less time and the information is great. Spelling. Let's talk about spelling. Is it important? I think it is. However, it isn't in the first place. So, what is in the first place? I think speaking, and in the second, grammar and vocabulary. To sum up, I don't want to say that spelling is unimportant. You know, we are writing less and less nowadays. I mean with our hands. Okay? So, good. So, computer programs can correct our mistakes. Life is easier with modern technology. Okay, with modern technology. So really, life is easier with it. Okay. Well, so next, the popularity of English. We can't deny the popularity of English. All people need this language. When you travel, you need English. When you do business with foreign partners, you can't do without English. When you communicate with people from other countries, you also do it mostly in English. We can come to the conclusion that it's necessary to know English well. If you have time and motivation, you can also start learning other foreign languages. English grammar. I think it's important to know English grammar. What are the most important parts of English grammar? I think it's the following: tenses, present simple, past simple, future simple, present continuous, present perfect, verbs, be, do, see, adjectives, big, small, adverbs, quickly, well, nouns, book, table, articles, a, and, the, different grammar structures, modal verbs, conditionals, reported speech. If you know grammar well, you'll speak English correctly, I mean without mistakes. English texts. Do you like English texts? I think most people don't like it. if you ask my opinion, I'm sure that good, tests, English tests, So you see, do you like English tests? I think most people don't like it. If you ask my opinion, I'm sure that good tests are very useful, whereas bad tests are useless. English tests help us check our knowledge. We can understand what our weak points are with the help of the tests. If you study grammar, don't think that they are unnecessary. If you focus on speaking, it's another thing. You just need to speak well. English levels. What's your English level? It's a very common question. As you know, there are different English levels. Starter, you know almost nothing, just basic words and phrases. Beginner, you know more words and you can make simple sentences by yourself. Elementary, it's a good level for a start. You know and understand more words and grammar. Pre-intermediate is between elementary and intermediate, the next level. Intermediate, quite a high English level. Upper intermediate, you're almost an expert. Advanced, you know English perfectly or almost perfectly. English lessons. I remember my English lessons at school. It was a very good school where I could study up to 4 languages. Just imagine it. I chose English and Spanish, but I could study more. Simply, I didn't have time for it. Our English lessons were very funny. We studied a lot. Our English teacher was very professional. She encouraged us to speak more and more, and I really tried to do it. I can say quite successfully. My English teacher. I admire my English teacher. Let me tell you why. Firstly, he knows English perfectly. I know there are many English teachers, but all teachers can't be the best at the same time. As far as my English teacher is concerned, I'm sure that he is the best English teacher in the world. You can disagree with me, but I know that I know English perfectly like a native speaker thanks to him. Thank you very much, my English teacher. YouTube. What do you know about YouTube? I think that we all know that we can watch different videos on YouTube for free. The collection of these videos is stunning. These, so many, we say this video, but these videos is stunning, okay? So the choice is unbelievable. You can watch exactly what you need. I'm sure that YouTube will be replacing TV more and more. It's a fact. We live in the 21st century. This is the era of modern technology. We can use YouTube both for entertainment, fun, and for education. Traveling. I really like traveling. I've been to many countries. At the same time, I think it isn't enough. I'd like to visit all the countries in the world. It may seem a crazy idea, but traveling is my passion. When I visit new places, see new people, and know a lot about culture, traditions, customs, and so on, I have a special feeling. I can't stop. I feel so excited. I want to travel and see the most famous places of interest for a start. My future profession. It isn't easy to choose your future profession. However, I have some thoughts about it. I need to earn enough money, so I need to choose such a profession where my salary can be high enough. I'd also like to take my talents into account. I'm good at sport and singing. Honestly, I want to be a sportsman. I can take part in different international competitions. I can train other people and get money for it. Weather. What kind of weather do I like? My favorite season is summer, so I like it when it's warm and sunny. I can spend hours with my friends, of course outside. I don't like rainy weather. There is just one advantage in it. So I can stay at home and concentrate on learning something. If the weather is bad, I study much better. I have noticed it many times. I don't have to study in summer, so I look forward to warm, sunny days. Swimming. I'd like to tell you about my hobby. It's swimming. I really enjoy swimming. I started swimming when I was 4. I learned to swim very quickly. Why do I like this hobby? It helps me be in a better shape. My body is quite strong, and that's thanks to swimming. When it's warm, I prefer to swim in the river or in the lake. I mean, if I stay in my country, if I go abroad, I swim in the sea or in the ocean. It's wonderful. Movies. I really like watching movies. I work very hard and have little free time, but I try to find time for entertainment. It helps me relax. I think watching movies is a very good way of entertaining. However, I've noticed one interesting thing. I prefer to watch short videos on YouTube. It's sometimes boring for me to watch one movie for almost 2 hours. When you watch a short video, you can relax, and it doesn't take much time, right? My school. I like my school. I know many schoolboys and schoolgirls go to school with a sense of reluctance. That's not about me. I look forward to my school days. I have many friends at school. I like spending time with them. We can discuss lots of things during the breaks. Secondly, I get knowledge. My school is very good. And all our teachers are real experts. They give us real knowledge. Economist. I want to be an economist. I know some people think there are too many economists nowadays. This isn't a new thing for me. I want to be the best economist in our country. I'll try to do my best to make my dream come true. If you are the best in a certain area, you'll be successful, so I'll do what I want. I'm good at mathematics, and I like counting and analyzing. I'm not afraid of different obstacles on my way. I'll be the best. Manager. I'd like to become a manager. You don't need to study a lot to be a manager. Some people believe you don't even need higher education to manage other people. I think that everything comes with practice and experience. It's necessary to get a higher education, but I need to start working as soon as possible. I want to make a career. I don't want to spend 4 or 6 years at university learning only theory. I need real knowledge and work experience. Sales manager. I want to become a sales manager. My best friend wants to become a manager. In contrast to him, I don't want to be an ordinary manager with a low salary. I want to be a sales manager. If you are a sales manager, your salary depends on your sales. The more you sell, the more money you get. You can earn more than $5,000, more than $5,000 monthly is a normal thing for a good sales manager in a good company. Top manager. I want to become a top manager. What's the difference between a top manager and an ordinary manager? A top manager is the main manager. He or she manages other managers. It's a very good position in a company. The salary of a top manager is very high. I often hear from other people that their salary can be more than $30,000. I mean, if it's a huge company. I also like top management because it's interesting. My job. Let me tell you about my job. I am a student and I work as a shop assistant part-time. If you ask about my job, I will tell you that I really like it, but it isn't my dream job at the same time. How can we understand it? I work there for money and experience. This money is very good for a student. However, I want to earn more money and I also want to grow professionally. That's shortly about my job. My dream job. Let me tell you what I want from my future job. money is in the first place. I want to earn at least $5,000 a month. Secondly, I want to do what I like. I want to go to work with enthusiasm. Moreover, I want to be respected and valued. I also need professional growth. I want to have good colleagues who can help me and support me when I need it. Last but not least, corporate culture is very important for me. Business. I know many people dream about having their own business. I fully understand them. At the same time, it isn't easy to do business in some countries. There are lots of barriers for businessmen. Many businessmen name such problems as big taxes, corruption, unfair competition, and so on. If you want to start up your own company, don't think that your success will be immediate. First of all, you need to have a good business plan. Summer. Summer is my favorite season. Look, summer is coming soon. What I usually do in summer? I usually go to the country house where I can breathe fresh air and spend almost all day outdoors. You know, when you live in the city, sometimes you want to escape from everything. You need peace and silence. I like swimming. In the lake in summer, swimming is my hobby. I like cycling. Summer is a wonderful time for it. My favorite kind of sport. Football is my favorite kind of sport. I really enjoy playing football. I can play football all year round. This game is very popular. I don't watch football matches so often, but I play football with my friends. I'm sure that playing football all day in the open air is much better than playing computer games all day. So if you play regularly, it's good for your health. I play football and spend time with my best friends. It's amazing. Good friends. Who are good friends? They will never let you down. They are always ready to help you. They are happy when you are happy, even though you might be unhappy. Real friends understand you at once. As for me, I have several very good friends. What I've written above is true about them. I wish I had more good friends. So let's be friends. Friendship is a wonderful thing. True happiness. What is true happiness? As people say, tastes differ. However, most people associate happiness with the following. They want to be successful in life. They want to have a good job and good money. Most people want to have a good family and children. There are wishes too. People want, in most cases, to have a car, a flat, and a country house. It's also very important for some people to go abroad quite regularly. These things often make people happy. My wishes. I'd like to share some of my wishes with you. So here is a list of my wishes. First, I want to be happy. Happiness is a wonderful feeling. Second, I want to earn enough money. As they say, enough money is never enough. I mean enough to satisfy our needs. I want to help other people if they need my help. I know I'm a little bit selfish, but I want to be better. Doctor. Would I like to become a doctor? As far as I'm concerned, I don't think it's the best choice for me. However, certainly I deeply respect doctors because they help people to live. Doctors save people's lives. You know, when it's a matter of life and death, you need to be very responsible. Doctors don't earn millions, but they do a very important thing. They cure people, making the world happier and better. Teacher. Would I like to become a teacher? I think not. Let me tell you why. I think it's very boring when you have to repeat the same things again and again. Moreover, I don't have enough patience. You know, students, Students, so many students, students can behave differently. You need to control the discipline and you need to control yourself. Actually, it isn't so easy. Sometimes I think it isn't the best variant for me. We should do what we really enjoy. Actor. Would I like to become an actor? I think it's really interesting. If you are a famous actor or actress, that's great. You have everything. I mean, popularity, money, friends, connections. Your life is amazing. You enjoy the job and you make other people happy. Anyway, there is one small problem. How to become so popular? I know it's really difficult. I know that some people gained popularity with the help of YouTube. It's one of the opportunities. Driver. Would you like to become a driver? I think not. I can tell you why. So there are several reasons. You have to work very hard for little money. The level of competition is very high. There are more and more drivers. It's very difficult to compete with huge companies. The second reason is that there is little development in this job. I'd like to have a creative job, so I think this job isn't for me. Waiter. Would I like to be a waiter? If I were a student, I would consider it. There are several advantages of being a waiter. You work part-time and you get tips in addition to a salary. If you work as a waiter in a big city, I think you can earn $100 a day or more. You might not believe me, but I know some waiters who earn this money. However, if we look at it from the strategic point of view, I don't think it's the best job. Police officer. Would you like to become a police officer? I think it's quite interesting. There is one thing connected with this profession which I particularly like. What is it? It's stability. You can work as a police officer, you can work as a police officer for a long time. The chances that you'll be fired are very low. Secondly, you can think about career growth. It's possible, whereas, so it's in one word, so it's possible, whereas there are some professions where it's impossible. Working as a police officer, you serve our country. Engineer. Would you like to be an engineer? This profession was very popular. Nowadays, I doubt the popularity of this profession. Managers are very popular nowadays. If you want to become an engineer, you'll have to study a lot and it will be very difficult for you to find a job after you graduate from university. If you want to work as an engineer, it's a real problem. There are many engineers who are unemployed. Fitness trainer. Would I like to become a fitness trainer? If I had a special education and strong body, why not? To tell you the truth, I am fond of sport. I like going to the gym. Sometimes I take personal trainings. The popularity of fitness is growing in our country. It's a new trend. If you go to the fitness club, it's a normal thing. It means that you want to be fit and sexy. It's a general idea. So if you work as a fitness trainer, it'll be easy to find a job, especially if you are one of the best fitness trainers. Accountant. Would you like to become an accountant? I know many people think that accountants earn lots of money. Is it really so? Certainly, there are some people, accountants, who earn plenty of money. It's like in every profession. However, I often hear that many accountants have problems with their employment. The reason is that there are too many accountants. If you live in a big city, for example, you might compete with other accountants who live in small towns. Many accountants are ready to work as freelancers and take decent work for little money. It's a real problem for many accountants who live in big cities. Decent work is getting more and more popular. Dancer. Would I like to become a dancer? Why not? This profession seems interesting. Secondly, I know good dancers earn good money. You can take part in different international championships and take the first place all the time. You might think it's impossible. Some people say nothing is impossible. However, it's just one side of this profession. You can work in a dancing club, giving group and personal trainings. If you do it, you'll have enough money, but work isn't only money, it's a way of life. If you like dancing, it can be yours. If not, you'd better choose another profession. Spanish teacher. Would I like to be a Spanish teacher? I think it's an interesting idea. I like this amazing language. The popularity of Spanish is growing. Many people want to speak Spanish fluently. Some people think there are too many English teachers. The level of competition in this area is very high. I want to tell you one thing. I want to be a Spanish teacher. I wish more people could speak Spanish fluently. I think it's a good wish. Farmer. Would I like to be a farmer? Can you guess my answer? Well, if I live somewhere abroad, I would consider it. The fact is that agriculture isn't popular in our country. Isn't popular in our country. We mostly import. I'd like to develop the agriculture in our country, but it's very difficult to do it if you are a farmer. So huge corporations control the market. Meanwhile, the idea of growing something in my garden appeals to me. Why not? I'm for healthy nutrition. Postman. Would you like to be a postman? If I were a student and I needed money, I would think about it. Let me tell you why. You won't earn millions, So it's about future, so not want but won't, Will not. You won't earn millions, but you'll have a stable salary. You won't be afraid of the future. You'll count on this money. Some people say it's better to get a little less money, but when you have confidence in life, but it isn't the only reason. It's quite good for your health. I like moving. It's my way of life. Cook. Would I like to be a cook? I'd like to be honest with you. I like to eat. So if I were a cook, I could eat. I could eat something tasty all the time. I think it's an important reason. I could cook for my family, my friends and guests. I consider this job very creative. As for money, if you're a professional cook and work in a good place, your salary will be really high. However, there is one small problem. You have to stand for hours cooking. It isn't very good for health, but work is work. Estate agent. Would I like to be an estate agent? I think this profession is very interesting. Moreover, you can earn good money. In addition to it, you work part-time. It means you don't need to be in the office all day. If you are a private estate agent. Really, you can be very rich. If you help to sell or buy a flat, you get a percent. It can be 3%, for instance. Imagine that one flat costs $200,000. How much will you get? Shopkeeper. Would I like to be a shopkeeper? I think this idea isn't crazy. It's a real thing. Everyone, everyone can become a shopkeeper. It isn't a problem at all. The problem is how to make this business successful. You need to understand that you'll have to compete, with other companies. Not only other shopkeepers. You'll have to compete with chains. It's really very difficult. Their assortment is stunning. It's a brand. People go there, but you can try. Receptionist. Would I like to be a receptionist? It is said that this job is mostly for women. However, I know some men who have this job. In theory, I could work as a receptionist, but not in our country. If you like foreign languages, this job can suit you. I like communicating with people. At the same time, this job can be a bit tiring. I'd like to be a manager, but working as a receptionist can be my first step. Office worker. Would you like to be an office worker? Certainly, there are some advantages and disadvantages of this job. Let's look at its minuses. If you are an office worker, you have to work full day and be in one place. It can seem a bit tiring. I know some people prefer to work in the evening or at night when they have inspiration. If you are an office worker, you usually have to work from 9 to 6 and you can't change it. Photographer. Would I like to be a photographer? If you want to hear my opinion, this profession is quite interesting, despite the fact that some people don't take it seriously. The thing is that if someone has a good camera, he or she can think that this profession is very easy. I also think that it's difficult to find a job working as a photographer. Most people can do without a photographer because, as it was said above, if they have a good camera, they can take photos by themselves. IT worker. Would I like to become an IT worker? Sure, the popularity of this profession is obvious. This profession is getting more and more popular nowadays. It's very easy to find a job for IT workers. If we look at the current situation with professions, we can see there are too many managers and economists, so it isn't easy to find a good job for a manager or for an economist in contrast to an IT worker. It's just my personal opinion. Bus driver. Would I like to become a bus driver? Honestly speaking, I don't think it's for me. I have a good education and I'd like to apply my knowledge somehow. I think this profession is very tiring and monotonous. There is no development here. Last but not least, the salary of a bus driver is quite moderate, and I'd like to add one thing. Not everyone can sit for such a long time, almost every day. I think it's an important aspect. Taxi driver. Would I like to work as a taxi driver? I think that if I could drive well, I would work as a taxi driver if I needed money urgently. Some people think that this job is very simple. I agree with it. This job doesn't require any special education. You just need to drive well and have a driver's license. This job gives you freedom. You can plan your day. If you work for yourself, you can work for a company. In this case, you'll have more clients, but you'll be paid less. Writer. Would I like to become a writer? Let me tell you what I think about all this. I'd like to be a famous writer, but not an ordinary one. Really, it's very easy to write something. There are many websites and blogs where you can find lots of information you need. If you want to be a successful writer, you need to do two things. First, to write something interesting and unique, something very special. Second, to promote it. I think this point is more difficult than the first one. Vet. Would I like to be a vet? I respect this profession. Doctors cure people, but vets cure animals, including pets. I greatly admire doctors who save people's lives. It's a great responsibility. You know, animals also, so they also, what do? They also suffer. They feel pain and they need help. I think people who don't love other people and who are indifferent to animals can't be vets. TV presenter. Would I like to be a TV presenter? You know, how many channels can you name or popular programs? Not so many. The thing is that millions of people, I suppose, would like to be TV presenter, but how to do it? If you don't have connections, it will be very problematic, almost impossible. It's a fact. We can't escape this fact. I think if you want to be a TV presenter, you can start with your own YouTube channel. Why not? Surgeon. Would I like to become a surgeon? You know, I thought about that. If you want to help people, you start thinking how you can do it. For example, you can become a teacher and teach people. Anyway, being a doctor is another thing. When you are a surgeon, you have only one choice: to be the best. Other people's lives depend on you. If you make a mistake, a person can die. It's terrible. So if you're ready to study very hard, you love medicine and people, this profession might be for you. Travel agent. Would I like to be a travel agent? I want to tell you that I know several foreign languages, such as English, Spanish, Italian, and Chinese a bit. If you're thinking about this profession now, the knowledge of foreign languages is necessary. However, I would only give a negative answer. I would like to be, I wouldn't like. So if it's a negative answer, you need to say, I wouldn't like to be a travel agent. Good. Lecturer. Would I like to be a lecturer? Why not? You need to know a certain subject very well and have an audience who could listen to you. You know, if you want to have a good lecturer, if you want to have a good lecturer, you need to prepare a lot or have lots of experience. Without preparation, knowledge and experience, your lecture can be very bad. If you want to be a professional lecturer, you need to train a lot. Tailor. Would I like to be a tailor? I think this job is quite simple. I also think this job was mostly popular in the past. If we look at the present time, people buy lots of things, use them, and then throw them away. Some people repair things, but this practice isn't so common nowadays. Secondly, there are big companies who can do this job too. If you're a private master, it isn't so easy to find clients. Soldier. Would you like to be a soldier? I think it could be okay for a year. If you ask me whether I want to be a soldier for a longer time or not, I would say no. Why? Being a soldier is like a school of life. You are trained, you communicate with other soldiers in different situations, life tests you, life tests your character. You need to have a strong character to be yourself. Most people think that soldiers waste time, but I think someone must defend our country. Someone must defend our country. Singer. Would I like to be a singer? I think it's a very interesting idea. I like singing. I suppose popular singers earn good money. They are also very creative people, let me admit it. What do we need to become a successful singer? So really, it's a good question. You see, I suppose several things. Money. You'll pay for promotion. I think you need a very rich sponsor, a perfect voice, talent, a good producer, target audience, in other words, your fans. You need to produce something special. You need to make your songs great hits. Why I like English? I like English for several reasons. I can communicate with people from other countries if I know English. This language is quite easy. You can compare English with such languages as Chinese, Japanese, Arabic, and so on. As for me, I know English quite well. I'm sure it will help me find a better job. I watch different videos in English on YouTube. It's so funny. I also study it by watching movies or videos. Builder. Would I like to be a builder? I think this job is quite interesting. People live in a house or a flat, so we can come to the conclusion that this profession is in demand. Builders usually build houses, but they also do repairs. If they have some clients, they can have a good income. I don't think this job is boring if you love it. If you love something, it's never boring for you. I enjoy learning English. Yeah, it's a good example. Would you like to be a copywriter? First of all, I'd like to clarify this word. Who is a copywriter? He or she makes up different texts. Let me give you an example. Imagine that you're going to create your own website. You understand that you need some texts. Where will you take them? You can write it by yourself, but what will you do if you don't have free time or there are too many texts? A copywriter can do it instead of you. Programmer. Would you like to be a programmer? If you want to hear my opinion, I'm absolutely sure that this profession will be getting more and more popular. It's obvious that programmers are in great demand now. They have a good salary. If you know English well, you can consider working as a programmer abroad. I know many people who were programmers immigrated to the United States. Anyway, if you stay in your country, I think you can count on a good salary. The importance of homework. Do you think that homework is important? I think we can do without homework, but if you want to make progress more rapidly, you need it. It helps you revise your knowledge. Homework helps you feel confidence. When you do different exercises and you see that you can do it, you start feeling confidence. It's a wonderful feeling. When there is too much homework. Certainly, I don't like it when there is too much homework. I'm sure giving homework is a good thing, but it should be done in moderation. Some teachers give students an incredible amount of homework. On the one hand, it's good. On the other hand, I suppose teachers should understand that not all students can cope with this homework, so it can have an opposite effect. Exams. Do you like exams? It can seem a strange question. Who likes exams? I also feel that we feel really worried when the exams are coming. As for me, I really feel worried and it happens for no reason. Even though I know all the material perfectly, I think it's a very stressful time. Anyway, exams help us check our knowledge and find our weak points. The importance of exams. Let me tell you why I think exams are important. First of all, they motivate to study much harder. Would you study hard if you had no marks and no exams? I really doubt. When you know that we'll have to take an exam, our behavior is completely different. We start thinking about different ways how to pass this exam successfully. The answer is quite simple. Study hard, train a lot, and the exam will be easy for you. Exams are coming. Exams are coming. How do you feel? I suppose you feel frightened. You panic. You feel worried. You feel that you aren't ready and you want to have more time for preparation. I'm sure these feelings are familiar to all of us. I know how to feel less worried before the exams. Get ready for them. Have confidence. As you know, confidence comes with training. My favorite subject, English. English is my favorite subject. I think you aren't surprised to hear that. Why do I love English? First of all, I understand that I need this subject. I need it for my future, I need it for my job and my success. We live in the 21st century. There are no borders between countries if you want to communicate with someone. If you don't know English, you can feel isolated, so I understand the necessity of learning English. My favorite subject, Spanish. I'd like to tell you that Spanish is my favorite subject. Guess why? We have a wonderful teacher. She's a very professional teacher. She really teaches you. I started learning Spanish 2 years ago. You might ask me about my current Spanish level. I can tell you that I can speak Spanish. I can say the same in Spanish. Hablo el español. So I think our success in foreign languages also depends on our teacher. I'm lucky that I have such a great Spanish teacher. Maths. I think you aren't surprised that mathematics is my favorite subject. I like counting. I am quite good at figures. My dream is to become an economist. I know that I need two things for it, to know maths and economics very well. Some subjects seem a little bit boring for me. I like mathematics for nothing. I like it just because I like it. The most important subject for me. I think it's an interesting subject to talk about. I also think that the most important subject for me at school was English, while the most important subject for me at university was management. Let me tell you why. Right, I suppose you also think that we study at school mostly general subjects. That's important for our development and general knowledge. As for university, education here is related to our profession. It's also very important. My school. I want to tell you that my school is my second home. It can sound a bit strange, Anyway, I consider my school the best school in the world. The knowledge I get here is worth of admiration. I really know a lot about different subjects related to a school program and even more. Our teachers have the best qualifications. They are more than just ordinary teachers. They inspire us, they motivate us, they support us. It's a real paradise. My classmates. Let me tell you about my classmates. I know some of my friends aren't lucky with their classmates, but that's not about me. I'm proud of my classmates. They're so friendly. they are always ready to help. They know a lot and it's never boring with them. I have very good friends at school. Most of them are my classmates. I think after we finish school, we'll also keep in touch. An ideal teacher. It isn't so easy to give a definition of an ideal teacher. I'll simply tell you what I think about all this. Firstly, an ideal teacher must teach well his or her students, if it's many students, so must know the subject perfectly or very well. Secondly, an ideal teacher must inspire his or her students and help them develop their talents. What else? Ideal teacher or ideal teachers, many, must love people. If you love other people, you try to do everything for them. I want to be a good English teacher. Actually, it's my greatest dream to be a good English teacher. What do I need for it? I think first of all, patience. If you can't be patient, this profession isn't for you. You might ask me what is in the second place. So from my point of view, you need to know English perfectly. If you know English like a native speaker, you'll be able to help your students more. My first dream. As you know, almost everyone has their own dreams. As for me, I also have some dreams. I'd like to tell you about my first dream. I want to buy a flat in our city. I live in the city, but I don't have my own flat. I have to rent a flat and I pay for it $800 monthly. It's a huge sum of money for me. My salary isn't very high, so there is little money left for other things. I want to save up money and have my own flat. My second dream. My second dream is connected with my work. I'm not unemployed. I have a job, but I'm not fully satisfied with it. My salary is rather low. The second problem is that I don't see any career growth. It means that if I stay here, my salary will be the same 10 years later, but the prices won't be the same. They'll be much higher. It's obvious. I perfectly understand it. So my second dream is to find a really good job with a good future for me. My third dream. My third dream is to buy a car. I have a driver's license, but I can't drive a car well because I lack experience. It's a fact. So I think I need to do two things. Before taking a car, I need to take several driving lessons. To be more exact, I suppose I'll need about 20 driving lessons to feel really confident. The second step will be buying a car. I need a car. It will give me freedom and independence. My fourth dream. What is my fourth dream? I want to have many friends. The more, the merrier. It's a very famous English saying. I have to confess, that I'm an introvert. So what does it mean? It means that I prefer to spend time mostly alone or in a small company. Nevertheless, it doesn't mean that I don't want to make friends. It's my dream. I'm ready to have friends and I expect help from them. My fifth dream. We've just talked about my first four dreams. It's time to talk about my next dream. First, I want to tell you that it isn't connected with material things. Life isn't only money. We all know that our life is much broader. We have a soul. We can have some spiritual values. Okay, I'll be short. I want to have a family. I look forward to my family happiness. I think the time has come to change something in my life. My sixth dream. Can you guess my sixth dream? I think it isn't so easy to do it. Why? Many people have never thought about that. It's connected with our life strategy. Really? I'm sure it sounds really interesting. In short, I want to be financially independent. So what is it? It means that you don't have fears related to work and future. You know that you have enough money at hand and it will be so later too. So you can combine your work with your hobbies. My seventh dream. I'm going to tell you, my seventh dream. I hope you can guess it very quickly. I want to have a country house. I live in a big city and the air here isn't very clean, to put it mildly. So I'd like to breathe fresh air. Some people have a country house and go there mostly in summer. I'd like to have such a country house where I could live all year round and okay, so and enjoy nature, but there is one condition, yeah, it should be near. My character. It's very interesting to talk about someone's character. I'm a very open person. I'm sincere, honest, reliable, and helpful. What else? I like meeting new friends and talking to people. If you want to be my friend, welcome. I'm really glad. I also want to say that I don't like it when someone lies about something. I'm a diligent person. My best friend. I have several good friends, but I have one best friend. His name is Max. He is the same age as me. I'm 29 and he's 29 too. We were classmates. We have known each other since the first forum. In other words, it's more than 20 years. Just imagine it. I'm so happy that I have such a good friend. He is a real treasure. He is always ready to help. He doesn't know the word no when you ask him to help you. It's a unique case, I think. Buying or renting a flat. To buy a flat, you need lots of money. For example, if you want to buy a flat in our city, you'll have to pay at least $100,000. You'll have one room and your flat will be very far from the center. Of course, you can buy it if you have some money, but who has such money? I think most people have an average salary and they can't afford to buy a flat. They have to rent it. I think it's good to save up some money if it's possible. How to be successful? How can I answer this question? I am not an expert in this area. I just want to tell you my personal opinion. First of all, we need to understand what success is. Many people think that if you have a good income, you are successful. However, some people disagree with it. Really? What's the criteria of success? Surgeons perform very difficult operations, saving people's lives. Their salary is average, but aren't they successful? I can give you one more example. There are women who stay at home looking after their children. Aren't they successful? I think it's a heroic action to be a mother even of one child. We have to admit that people perceive success differently. How I learn English. I like to tell you how I learn English. I learn English on the channel English Professionally. I really like this video format. I believe it's a highly effective method of learning English. I feel real progress. You can find all these videos for free. The quality of these videos is very high. You can find what you're looking for very easily. Chinese. Do you want to learn Chinese? I think you'll give a negative answer. However, I'm sure you thought about the growing popularity of this language. More than 1 billion people speak Chinese. I mean people who are native speakers. This language is getting more and more popular nowadays. Many businessmen wish they knew Chinese. They need it for business. I think it's an interesting idea to learn this language, but it's rather difficult. Libraries. Do you often go to library? This question was common, I suppose, 10 or 15 years ago. Everything has changed with the internet. You don't need to go to library. If you want to read something or find some information, you can find almost everything online. You know, it's a real revolution. As for me, I used to go to library, but I found it a bit boring. It took me a lot of time and I couldn't find quickly what I was looking for. If you use the internet, you can find very good information. Some people believe that there is only rubbish online. You know, there was such a problem maybe 5 or 10 years ago when there were few websites and when the level of competition was very low. You see that websites compete with each other. They can't offer bad quality or uninteresting information. If they do it, no one will visit them. I particularly like online libraries, including our channel English Professionally too. It's also like a huge library of video courses for all English learners. Reading. Reading is my main hobby, but I don't think that I read only books. On the contrary, I don't have enough patience to read the book completely. In other words, I'm very impatient. I like reading something short and really informative. It seems to me that reading different kinds of articles isn't a waste of time. I have my favorite websites. I really enjoy reading. Yeah, I really enjoy reading. Good. So, swimming. As you might guess, I have several hobbies. Swimming is one of my main hobbies. I really enjoy swimming. I go to the swimming pool twice a week. It helps me be strong and fit. However, it isn't for free. I have to pay money for it, but I don't care. It's some kind of investment. I think if we need to get something, we need to invest. When it's hot, I like swimming in the open air. My hobby, chess. I'm quite good at mathematics. I like this science. I also like chess. Some people think that this game is very boring. In my opinion, everything can seem boring, even though if we know little about it, or if we don't know how to do it. I play chess professionally. I often take the first place in different chess tournaments. One game can last for 3 hours. It's a normal thing. Okay? You have to make your brains work all this time. It's really very exhausting. My hobby, English. If I say that I like English, it won't be enough. English is my passion. I am fond of this language. When I have free time, I try to speak English. I also watch English movies and different programs in English. When you speak English, you experience a wonderful feeling. It's like you have wings. So it's never boring for me to do something related to English somehow. I like speaking English most of all. My hobby, foreign languages. I'd like to tell you that I particularly like foreign languages. I know English quite well. I have many friends who live in other countries and I speak English with them. I think my English level is enough for this purpose. I also started learning French. The pronunciation in this language is a little unusual for me, but in general this language is quite easy. I'd like to learn Chinese or Japanese. I think I'll start with Chinese, okay? So, good. Very good. So, my hobby, cooking. I like cooking, it's my hobby. Why do I like cooking? It's for several reasons. I'd like to start with the main reason. Guess what it is? Cooking helps me relax. I work very hard all day and I feel really tired at the end of the day. I want to have a rest. When I cook, it's like a rest for me. It takes my stress away. The second reason is that I like to eat something tasty and healthy. I am for healthy food. My hobby, fitness. I like fitness. Some people don't understand what fitness is. I'll tell you what I think about it. Fitness is a way of life. One day you realize that you want to change your life. You want to be in a perfect shape. You want to look attractive and sexy. You start thinking how to do it. This idea can come into your mind, join a fitness club and work on your body. You'll improve your health and people around you will look at you with a sense of admiration. My hobby, cycling. I am fond of cycling. I know some people like playing computer games all day and they prefer to stay at home. I also play computer games from time to time, but I prefer to lead a healthy lifestyle. I like cycling with my friends. I can do it alone, but it's a bit boring for me, so I usually go cycling with my friends. We can cover a very long distance. Right, we usually feel tired, but it helps us relax and burn some calories. My hobby, walking. I really like walking. I work 5 days a week. I can get to work by car or using public transport. If I go to work by car, it takes me about 20 minutes, taking into account traffic jams. If I go to work by underground, it takes me 1 hour. Which variant do I prefer? I prefer the third variant. I prefer to go to work on foot. It takes me 1 hour and 10 minutes. I know it's longer, but I relax in such a way. It's also good for my health. My hobby, photography. I like photography. It's my main hobby. I often think how to earn money. I think this hobby can become my future profession. I really like taking different photos and I see that these photos are excellent. It isn't only my opinion. I show my photos to different people and they think absolutely the same. I don't want to boast and I just wanted to tell you about my hobby. I'm really happy that I'm very good at photography. I can do it really well. My hobby, jogging. I'm not a professional runner, but I really like jogging. I usually go jogging early in the morning. It's very easy to do it in summer because the days in summer are much longer than in winter. I also go jogging in winter time, but not in the open air. I also go to the gym. I often do different kinds of exercises there. Jogging is for my endurance. It's for my health. It's for my shape. It's a very good exercise. Sometimes I go jogging with my friends. Things I enjoy doing. Let me tell you about the things I really enjoy doing. I enjoy learning. It's never too late to learn. I often come to the following conclusion. I know that I know nothing. The more I learn, the more I understand it. I like teaching English. I like sharing my knowledge with other people. I want other people to know English better. Advertising. What do you think about advertising? Does it annoy you? If you ask my opinion, we can't do without advertising. Companies want to sell more and they give advertising. They can't sell without advertising. Companies which don't promote their products can't be successful. Who will know about their products? I think that advertising is a normal thing, but I hate aggressive advertising. My future. I'd like to talk about my future. When you study at school, it's difficult to predict what your future will be like. However, I perfectly understand that I want to have a good future. It isn't surprising. I think we all want it. I want to be successful. I want to get a good education and find a good job. If I do it, I'll have enough money for myself, and for my future family. My future career. I'll tell you my thoughts about my future career. I study at university. I study management. I want to be a very successful manager. I want to make a career in management. It's my first aim. Okay? So, then I'd like to have my own business, but first I need to get some initial capital and work experience. I need to develop my professional skills. I need to become a real expert in management. I think I'll achieve my aim. My plans for the future. I will tell you about my plans for the future. I'm an open person and I want to be open with you. I want to become a doctor. I like medicine. I understand that it isn't so easy to become a good doctor, but I have no choice. I've got used to doing everything very well. If I do something, I do it well. So if I become a doctor, I'll be a good doctor. I'll study very hard and I think I'll be a very famous doctor one day. I don't want to do business. That's right that I don't want to do business. I want to be a specialist and work for a company. Doing business isn't interesting for me. I like working for someone. The second reason why I'm not interested in business is that it's very risky. You can lose all your money. We see a very high level of competition nowadays. You can't deny the fact that the competition in most businesses is fierce. I want stability. I want to do business. I have always wanted to do business. It's my greatest dream. I want to have a profitable business. So it's my aim. I need to understand how I can make my dream come true. I need to do several things. To have a good business idea, to write a business plan, to test this business idea. If everything is good, I'll try to find an investor or save up some money, so I need to do the first thing. Job satisfaction. I work as an office manager. To tell you the truth, I find my job really boring. This job isn't creative at all. I feel that I don't develop here. Moreover, I'll tell you a very interesting fact. I think you'll be shocked. I have been getting the same salary for the last 5 years. Just imagine it, it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm sure I need to find another job. I'm not satisfied with this job. Big money. What is big money and how to earn it? Do you think it's easy to answer? I think it's relatively easy. What does it mean? It isn't so easy to define what big money is. It's different for all people. For someone, $5,000 is a huge sum of money, while for someone it's almost nothing. When people want to earn big money, they need to understand what sum of money, right, they want to get in the future. Then they need to realize how to do it. What is big money in your opinion? Unemployment. Unemployment is a terrible thing. When there is unemployment, people don't have a job. In other words, they are out of work. Why is this thing terrible? People need money to satisfy basic needs. If people don't work, they don't have money. They can't buy things. I wish there were no unemployed and homeless people. We need to get a good education to find a good job. Building our future. I think our future depends on us. Time passes very quickly, time flies, we sometimes don't notice it. I think it's important to have the right life strategy. We need to understand how to get a good job, how to have many good friends, and certainly how to find your second half. All these things are very important. I think we need to take different opportunities that life gives us. We need to build our future. I wish you good luck. Knowledge is power. Do you agree that knowledge is power? I think you'll give a positive answer. I also think knowledge is very important. But what knowledge? There is one big problem in our modern society. There is too much unnecessary information. For example, you need to find some information, you start looking for it online. You visit different websites, and some websites are completely useless. Computer games. We all see that many people like playing computer games. Is it good or bad? I think it isn't bad unless you are addicted to it. If you are addicted to something, you can't do without it. You want to do it again and again. You can't control yourself. Your actions are beyond control. As for me, I used to play computer games. It was so exciting. If you look at my life now, I don't have much free time. I have a very tight schedule. Our modern education. Are you satisfied with our modern education? Personally, I think it sometimes leaves a lot to be desired. There are many problems in the educational area. Teachers are underpaid. I think the job is very difficult and they deserve good money, if they teach well. Let's look at universities, for example. We often see that professional teachers with good work experience aren't ready to work for this money. As a result, we often see teachers who know only theory. The value of education. I think the value of education is undeniable. We can't deny it. I mean the value of good education. The quality of education can be different. I'm happy about my education. I think my school gave me a lot. We could study up to 4 foreign languages at school. I like YouTube. I'm really fond of YouTube. I like watching different videos here. There are so many interesting channels on YouTube. When you watch TV, the choice is very limited. You can't choose what you want exactly. The situation here on YouTube is completely different. The number of channels is getting bigger and bigger. I discovered YouTube for myself about 4 years ago. There were few videos. We see the opposite situation nowadays. My aims. I have several aims. I think it's important to set aims. If you want to achieve something in life, you need to understand what you really want. For example, you want to find a good job. It's your wish, it's your desire, it's your dream. However, do you have an aim? An aim is usually concrete. I will give you an example of this kind of aim. I want to work for a big international company and earn at least $2,000 next year. If you have figures in your aims, it's easier to achieve this aim and measure your progress. Let me give you one more example. Many people want to improve their English, but it isn't an aim. I'll give you an example of an aim. I must reach upper intermediate level by the beginning of next year. You indicate what result you really need and you set a time limit. My first aim. I'll tell you about my aims. I'll start with my first aim. I want to have a strong intermediate English level by the end of this year. I think it's quite possible. My English level is pre-intermediate now. I'm going to study English very hard. What can I do? First of all, I need to study grammar. I also need to widen my vocabulary. I need to know more words. Last but not least, daily speaking practice is desirable. My second aim. I'm going to tell you about my second aim. I want to improve my shape. Actually, I'm in a good shape, my body is quite strong, anyway it isn't enough for me. I'd like to be in a perfect shape. I don't want to be ashamed of my body, I want to be proud of it, so I need to do physical exercises regularly. I'm also planning to start going jogging. I will improve my endurance. I need to work on my body. I really want great results. My third aim. My third aim is connected with money. I want to increase my income. I live on my salary. It's $500 a month. I think it's too little for a big city. I also think that you'll agree with me. So I want to get at least $1,000 monthly. How can I do it? The answer is quite simple. I need to find another job where I'll be able to get this sum of money. Right. I'm going to make up my CV first and place it on different websites. This is my plan. My fourth aim. What is my fourth aim? I want to read at least 2 English books on business a month. I know it may seem a little strange, but I'm going to do it for several reasons. Can you guess them? You might think that I want to enrich my business vocabulary. That's absolutely right. I won't argue with it. However, I have other reasons. I want to do it because I want to get real knowledge. So this reason is more important for me, okay? My fifth aim. My fifth aim can seem a bit strange. I know it. I want to speak Chinese. I want to make myself understood. I can speak English without any problems. English is easy. I can't say the same about Chinese. Why do I want to know this language? You know, learning Chinese is a popular trend nowadays. We do business with China. You know, Chinese people particularly like it when you can speak Chinese. I think you can build more successful relations. My sixth aim. My sixth aim is connected with cars. I want to learn to drive a car. I come to the conclusion that I really need a car. I can't do without it. My life will get brighter after I buy a car or after I start driving a car. You know, some people say there are too many traffic jams. I see, I understand. Nevertheless, it's mostly in a rush hour. I want to go to the country house and spend time with my girlfriend. My seventh aim. You know, I am a bit overweight, so I feel uncomfortable is the first thing. The second thing is that it isn't healthy. It isn't good for my health. How did I get overweight? I think I don't do enough physical exercises and I eat unhealthy food. And there is one more thing that I want to mention. I often eat before going to bed. So I think that I need to go on a diet and practice sport. Do you think it will help me? I want to buy a new computer. That's absolutely right that I want to buy a new computer. I need it urgently. I have a computer but it's very old. You can't imagine how slow it is. I turn on my computer and then I wait. It lasts and lasts. I can wait for 15 minutes. Only after that, I can start using my computer. I really hate it. I need to change it. So I decided to ask my parents to buy me a new computer. I'm sure it'll be a very good present. I want to help my parents. Really, I want to help my parents, but I don't know how to do it. I study at school and I don't work, so I can't help my parents with money. I think I'll be able to help them with money, but later. I need to grow up. My best friend gave me a very interesting idea. He thinks that we can help our parents another way. We can do housework. It's one thing, it's also important not to upset them. I want to learn 100 words a day. I have a strange wish. I want to learn 100 words a day. It's a real pity, but it's impossible. If you have a good memory, you can remember it. I mean, you can remember the first 2000 most common English words. You remember it, but how long? I doubt that you'll remember it for a long time. I also think it's important to know the basics of grammar. If you don't know it, you won't be able to build sentences correctly. I want to understand native speakers. I can speak English, that's great. I can understand what other people say in English if they aren't from England or America and so on. I can say that I can understand non-native speakers of English pretty easily. They speak slowly and they don't have a wide range of vocabulary. When I speak to native speakers, I experience big problems. I understand them, but not completely. I need to improve my listening skills. I want to have a good memory. I think my memory is awful. I want to have a better memory. If I have a good memory, I'll save lots of time. In this case, I'll be able to learn things by heart much more quickly. How can I improve my memory? I think I need additional training. I need to learn something by heart every day. If I do it, it'll be easier and easier for me to memorize something. I wish I had a perfect memory. I want to make fewer mistakes. I can speak English, but I make mistakes sometimes. It really annoys me. Actually, I'm a perfectionist. I like doing everything perfectly. If I speak English, I must do it perfectly. I must do it without mistakes at all. I need to minimize the number of my mistakes. How can I do it? I suppose that I need to start improving my grammar. Really, I need to do more exercises on grammar. I want to speak English fluently. I like foreign languages and I particularly like English. I can speak English, but I can't say that I can speak English perfectly. Sometimes I can't remember certain words. Sometimes I speak too slowly. Sometimes I feel that I make mistakes, but I don't know it exactly. It's a terrible feeling. I know it's important to speak English correctly. It's my aim, but first of all, I want to speak English fluently. I want to overcome the language barrier. Breaking down the language barrier. I started learning English 2 years ago. I really like this language and I understand that I need English. I think I know enough English words and grammar. I have a problem with speaking. It's really very strange. I know all these words, but when I speak English with someone, I often forget them. I can't remember them for some reason. As a result, I don't have enough confidence. I have a language barrier. I think I need more practice and training. I must speak English more and take every opportunity to do it. I think the more practice I have, the easier it will be for me to speak English. I want to have more free time. I study at university and work at the same time. It's really very difficult to combine work and study. I don't have free time at all and I don't know how to solve this problem. I work from 9 to 6 and then I go to university. I must also find time for doing my homework. I know this time is difficult, but I have no choice. I must work. If I don't work, I won't have money and I won't be able to pay for my education. I want to study better. I study at school. I'm in the 8th form. Sometimes I get bad marks and I get really upset. I don't like it. I prefer to get only excellent marks. If I get a 5, I feel so happy. I understand that I deserve it. I really know this subject. If I get a bad mark, I have completely opposite feelings. I feel depressed, I want to study better, I want to get knowledge, I want to get a good profession. I think social networks sometimes distract my attention. I want to have my own online shop. I want to have my own online shop. So as you see, there are lots of online shops. So this trend is very popular. The number of online shops is constantly growing. There are more and more people who start thinking about having their own online shop. I'm one of them. If you have an online shop, you don't have to go to work and stay there all day. You can work from home. You'll answer calls and emails. I think it's a very interesting idea. What's your opinion? I often waste time. I notice that I often waste time. It's absolutely terrible. For example, yesterday was my day off. I was going to learn English all day. What happened in reality? I didn't learn English at all. Although I had plenty of free time, I played computer games. It was so funny. I talked to my friends on the phone. I went to the park and I was out for about 5 hours. Sometimes I think that I don't manage my time well. I really need to manage my time better. I don't like it when I waste time. I feel really bad. What a shame. Time flies. Time is our resource. We can't get it back. I wish all people manage their time effectively. Okay, thanks for attention. Thanks for support. See you. Bye. I really like playing tennis. I have been doing it for about 10 years, and I suppose that my level has improved greatly. I often take part in different championships. Okay, next, technological progress. I'm sometimes shocked by our technological progress. The more I live, the more I admire it. It's hard to imagine what will be in the next century. Chinese. I know English, but Chinese is getting more and more popular, so I decided to learn this language. I think I'll be able to do it. Why not? Libraries. I used to go to the library. It took me lots of time. Okay, so I don't see the need to go there nowadays. There are huge virtual libraries where everything is at hand. 72. Love. Love is a wonderful feeling. Everyone wants to be loved. I believe it's also important to share our love with others. No matter what they think about us, we need to be open and unselfish. My birthday. I usually celebrate my birthday with my friends. We often go to the restaurant and stay there for a couple of hours. I think next year I'll invite more friends because the circle of my friends is growing. My day off. Let me tell you about my day off. When I have a day off, I don't waste time. I learn English 3 times a day, in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. Or when I have a break, I go to the gym or talk to my friends on the phone. Our problems and friends. So everyone has different problems. That's life. I think we need to be strong enough to cope with them. If I have a problem, I call my friends and they support me. I can count on them. Okay, next. So, money. Money is power. If you have money, you can do a lot. Nevertheless, money isn't everything. Not everything is sold and bought. 77. My English teacher. I'm really grateful to my English teacher for his perfect lessons. He helped me learn English. He was inspiring me to make more and more progress. Finally, I achieved it. YouTube. I am fond of YouTube. It's such an amazing community. You can find people who have the same interests. You can make friends there and have a great time. I enjoy watching these kind of lessons on YouTube. Fitness. I like fitness. It helps us keep fit. This trend is very popular nowadays. Swimming. I'm keen on swimming. I go to the swimming pool twice a week. It's very good for health and for my back in particular. Success. I associate success with money. You might think so, but in fact, it isn't so. You just need to become a professional in some area and you need to like what you are doing. My hobbies. I have different hobbies such as foreign languages, swimming, dancing, chess, and so on. I particularly like English. I can speak English for hours. Online shops. I can't say that I often do the shopping, but I try to buy something good and cheap. So I prefer to buy most things online. The choice is great and it also saves time. Social networks. I use different social networks. To tell the truth, I use VK every day and I usually do it for several hours. So VK, yeah, and Facebook. VK and Facebook every day, and I usually do it for several hours. It helps me be in touch with my friends. My mother. So my mother is a doctor. She works in hospital. She has lots of patients and she is usually very tired. You need to know a lot about medicine to cure other people. My father is a businessman. He has a small company. There are 10 employees in his company. He is into business. Unfortunately, he doesn't have free time at all. My sister. My sister is a student. She studies management. She wants to be a director of her own company. I wish her dreams come true. My brother is a schoolboy. He studies hard because he understands that his future depends on him. He wants to get into a good university and find a good job. My favorite subject. I'm going to tell you a couple of words about my favorite subject. As you might guess, it's English. I look forward to my English lessons. My dream is to know English perfectly. My plans for the future. My plans for the future are the following. I'd like to learn one more tennis. I play tennis from time to time. I really enjoy this game. However, I can't say that all people can afford it. You need to pay a lot. So it is believed that this game is mostly for rich people. Okay, traveling. Traveling is my greatest hobby. I've been to many countries. To be more exact, I've been to England, Spain, the USA, Italy, and so on. It's my passion. I know it costs some money, often not so little, but I earn money for it. Okay, I'm young and I want to see the world. It's my lifestyle. Drugs. Taking drugs is a real nightmare. I know that people who start doing it get addicted very quickly. It's the most terrible addiction which ruins people's lives. Teenagers. How do teenagers feel? Their behavior is quite typical. They are young but they want to look like adults. It's often a problem. They can start smoking and drinking just to look a bit older. Actually, it doesn't make sense. It's my point of view. Modern technology. I really admire modern technology. I live in the 21st century and I'm so happy that I can use the modern achievements of technology. Internet has changed our life completely. Movies. If you ask me about movies, I will tell you that I mostly watch English movies. It helps me a lot to break down the language barrier. It does help me learn spoken English, real English. 37. Songs. I also like listening to English songs. It helps me feel better. I am in a very good mood when I listen to this kind of songs. I mean good songs which have a positive effect on my English progress. 38. My dream. I have a dream. I'd love to get a very good education and help other people using my knowledge, skills, professionalism and experience. It's important to care about other people's interests. Music. I'm interested in music. It helps me relax. I mostly listen to music when I drive a car. I'd like to listen to my favorite songs at work, but it isn't possible. Work is work. 40. My favorite kind of sport. Football is my favorite kind of sport. I like this game for several reasons. First, I can spend time with my friends. Second, I like doing some physical exercises. Moreover, I can play this game for hours because it's so interesting. You know, it's become my habit to play football almost every day. 41. England. You might think that my greatest dream is to go to England. You know, people mostly go to England to learn English. The current situation is quite different. I believe that you don't have to go to England if you want to learn English. You can do it from home. 42. America. I've been to America 2 times. It was a nice experience. I could hardly understand American people. After those trips, I made up my mind to get down to learn English really seriously. 43. Famous people. Who are famous people? I believe the concept of famous people has changed. Let me clarify my point of view. For instance, there are very famous YouTube bloggers. I also think these people are famous, not just the stars on TV. 44. Appearance. It is said that appearances are deceptive. I absolutely agree with this statement. We can't judge by looking at people's clothes and manners. It's just the first impression. It can be misleading. 45. Art. I'm really interested in art. I'd like to become a designer. It's my greatest ambition. I'd like to connect my life with something creative. 46. Holidays. I celebrate the following holidays with my family. Let me name them: New Year, my birthday, Easter and Christmas. The last 2 holidays are religious ones. 47. Mass media. I'll tell you what I think about the modern mass media. There are so many sources of information, I can't trust everything, I need to digest it and analyze everything. I mostly read the news online. USA. I've been to the United States 3 times. I went there to improve my English. It helped me improve my speaking skills. I can speak English fluently. I just need to work on my grammar. 49. My school. I'm absolutely sure that my school is the best school in the world. I really admire my teachers. I look up to all of them. I particularly admire their patience and professionalism. University life. I'm a student and my university life isn't boring. I try to do my best to get the best knowledge. However, it's very important for speaking. So if you like this video, please put a like. Okay, so the first one, English. I really like learning English. The more I learn English, the more I understand that I really need it. To be honest, actually, I learned this amazing language for several reasons. First, I need it for my career growth. Second, I'd like to communicate with people from different countries. Last but not least, I like the process of learning English. 2. Sport. You know, I'm keen on sport. I'm absolutely sure that health isn't in the last place in our life. On the contrary, it's so important. Look after your health, be strong and healthy. 3. Free time. To tell you the truth, I don't have much spare time. I really think that time is much more important than money because we can't get the time back. So you might guess I hate doing nothing. I prefer to do something useful for my future, for my body, for my soul and for my spirit. Friendship. I believe in love and I believe in friendship. It's a wonderful feeling when you are helped, when you are loved, when you are supported. I know it isn't so easy to make friends and I can't say that I have a lot of friends. Generally, I am a very faithful person and I'm not able to betray. Clearly, I expect the same from my friends. Business. I can't say that it's easy to do business. The level of competition is very high nowadays. As far as I'm concerned, I'd like to get some work experience first. After that, I'll be able to decide what steps to take next. 6. My future profession. I started thinking about my future profession about 2 years ago. I need to take my talents into account. Is the first side of the problem. The second thing is that I'd like to earn more money, so I decided to get business education. I can be a manager or a director. I'll see. 7. TV. You can't deny the fact that the popularity of television is going down. However, you can watch lots of useful things online. So we can come to the conclusion that online television, including YouTube, will be dominating. It's the future of television. 8. My day. My day is usually quite ordinary. I get up very early and go to bed quite late. I have one rule which helps me spend my day better or more productively. So what is it or what does it mean? I like to analyze what things I've done and what things I haven't done yet. I usually do it at the end of the day. It helps me achieve my aims. 9. Shopping. I can't say that I'm a real shopaholic. Anyway, I like going shopping. I prefer to buy something really useful. I hate wasting time. Moreover, shopping can take plenty of time, so I prefer online shopping sometimes. New Year. 10. So New Year is a very special day. I usually celebrate it with my relatives. I like meeting together on this special occasion. So what I don't like doing is drinking vodka or doing something disgusting. It's important to celebrate this holiday, but it's also important to understand what we have achieved and what we still have to do. Okay, next. So, computer games. I can't say that I'm a great lover of computer games. Anyway, I used to play computer games a lot. One day I understood a very important thing here. I understood a very important thing. It's the following. I can play computer games, but not all day. I need to build my future. I need to do something in this life and I need to develop my talents. Virtual life can't replace real life. 12. Career. It's obvious that I'd like to make a career. I need to work very hard. I need to prove that I'm a very valuable worker for the company. I need to make the management of the company notice me. I need to do my best. 13. Internet. I think we can't do without the internet nowadays. We communicate with its help and we can get real knowledge here. I mean that you can learn English for free here. 14. Globalization. Globalization has changed our life completely. Our country isn't isolated. There are no borders for communication. It's a real phenomenon of the 21st century. 15. Problems. We all experience good and bad times. Yeah, we all experience good and bad times. Okay? So I suppose we need to be strong enough to deal with our problems successfully. I notice that many things come from experience. Yeah, I notice that many things come from experience. 16. Education. Education plays a very important role in our life. If you have a good education, it's an advantage. If not, don't give up. You can learn a lot by yourself. 17. Health. I try to look after my health. I go to the gym 3 times a week. I also like walking in the open air. It's also very important to eat healthy food. 18. My family. I really love my family. Our family is quite large. I have a mother, father and 2 brothers. We often play together. If I were an only child, my life would be very lonely, so I'm very happy that I have such a large and friendly family. 19. Chess. I really like playing chess. It may sound quite surprising, but it's my favorite game. Yeah, it's my favorite game, or it's my favorite game, or kind of sport. So playing chess helps us develop our analytical abilities. 20. Summer holidays. I'll tell you how I usually spend my summer holidays. So I live in a big city, and unfortunately I don't have a country house, so I usually have to stay in the city in summer. Most of my friends are away. I like playing computer games and going to the park. As a rule, I play football every day. I really like this game. My dream is to go to America. 21. Winter holidays. I will tell you how I spend my winter holidays. They are quite short, in contrast to summer holidays. I really like snowboarding and skiing, so it's never boring in winter. I usually go skiing every day. About myself. 22. Let me tell you about myself. I'm a student, although I'm not working at present. I'm thinking about it. I really think the time has come to get some work experience and first money. I haven't decided about it yet. I mean, what I'll do for a living. 23. Exams. I love and hate exams at the same time. I love them because I prepare for them and it helps me be in a better shape after revising everything. I hate them because it's some kind of stress. 24. Environment. We all see that we need to think about our environment. Lots of scientists say that our planet is in danger. There are lots of global problems and we need to make the life on our planet better. 25. Global problems. I can name different global problems such as, first, global warming. Our planet is getting warmer and warmer, so the ice can melt. It can be a disaster. So second, CO2 emissions or carbon dioxide emissions. It leads to pollution and the destruction of the ozone layer. And the third one is poverty. 26. My weekend. I'll tell you how I spent my last weekend. I got up very late because I really wanted to have a rest. After that, I went to the cinema. My friends joined me. We had a great time together. Then we decided to go to a small cafe. It helped us relax a bit. Last weekend was quite ordinary, nothing special. Unemployment. Unemployment is a real problem. It's terrible when someone is out of work. If you can't find a job for a long time, you don't have enough money to live on. So I wish all people in the world had a good job. 28. Reading. I'm keen on reading. I mostly read English books. I do it for pleasure and it's very good for my English progress, so I think reading is a very good pastime. 29. Learning English online. I find learning English online absolutely fascinating. There are so many opportunities. Most information is free and its quality, quality is getting better and better. I particularly like watching different videos on YouTube. 30. Football. I really like playing football. I can play this game all year round. It's very good for our health and the game is really exciting and thrilling. Moreover, you don't need to pay. It's also very important. Okay, next. So I don't focus only on my studies. I have so many friends at university, so I prefer to spend time with them. I believe we need to combine education with entertainment. 51. My working day. I'll tell you about my ordinary working day. I work a lot, so we aren't allowed to use social networks. I'd like to make a career so I don't have time for other unimportant things. I want my boss to notice me. I work from 7 to 6, so very intensively. 52. My best friend. Max is my best friend. He always helps me when I'm in need. He always supports me when I'm in trouble. I know for 100% that I can rely on him completely. Tourism. I'm interested in tourism. I'm fond of traveling. I'd also like to add that I prefer to spend time with my friends, so I usually go somewhere with them. The more, the merrier. Okay, next. So, global warming. I believe that we can't close our eyes on such a serious problem as global warming. It threatens our safety, our survival, and the existence of our planet. I wish all people were aware of this problem. Newspapers and magazines. I'm keen on reading and I used to read newspapers and magazines a lot on paper. As for the present time, I prefer to read everything online, mostly the news. I'm also interested in business magazines. I'd like to become a very successful businessman. Advertising. I have nothing to say against advertising except for one thing. I'm against aggressive advertising when it's too irritating. Okay, next. I want to be a doctor. So the reason for it is that I'd like to cure other people. I am not a selfish person. I'm sure I have all the necessary abilities for this profession. I want to be an English teacher. I really love English. In addition to it, I know that English teachers earn enough money. I can give private lessons, so I really enjoy it and I'll get enough money. I want to be a manager. It's my dream to become a top manager. I'd really like to rule a huge company. I like working with people, so I think this profession is for me. I want to be a businessman. Right, I want to be a businessman because I want to be financially independent and rich. I know that working for someone else, I won't become a millionaire. I like to take risks and win. Okay, science. 61. Science. I can't say that I'm interested in science. However, I like watching different programs about modern technology. I admire scientists. They make our life more comfortable. Healthy lifestyle. I prefer to lead a healthy lifestyle. I practice sport and I feel much better after doing physical exercises. I wish you the same. English lessons. I'm fond of English and I like English lessons on the channel. English Galaxy. So this channel is very popular in Russia, and you can say, for example, on the channel English Professionally, English Galaxy, and English Professionally, for example. All of these lessons, right, are very informative and extremely useful. I am for online education. It's free and I see the result immediately. 64. Easter. Easter is the greatest holiday in Christianity. I usually go to church at Easter. We gather with my family and we celebrate this holiday together. Christmas. I really love this holiday. It's celebrated on the 7th of January in Orthodox Church and on the 25th of December in Catholic Church. We remember the day when Jesus Christ was born. Okay, next. So, addictions. There are different addictions such as drug addiction, alcoholism, internet addiction, gambling. I wouldn't like to be addicted to something when things get out of control. Next, American dream. I like America for its American dream. It means that you can achieve a lot regardless of your race, sex, nationality, social status, and other things. It depends on you. Okay, next. So tennis in my life. Yeah, tennis in my life. I really like